Hello, and welcome to the Gallant Goblin Plays Tales from Goblinshire. Today we're joined by Jams, Chiz, Aero, and Brad. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hello.
Good.
I say
Fantastic.
tonight we are spread to the wind around the world right now. Jams, where are you at?
I'm in Sydney, Australia.
Australia. Aero?
Also Sydney, but more west.
More west. Ooh. Brad?
Yeah.
Brad.
More east, New Zealand.
New Zealand. And Chiz?
I'm the reason for these horrible, horrible time zones. Hello, I'm coming from Bristol in the UK.
Oh, I have a buddy in Bristol. I need to talk about that after this is over. Yeah, and I'm here at 1:30 in the morning recording this from Houston. So we're going to do our best. And Chiz, it's bright and early, 7:30 in the morning, I believe, for you.
Yes, well, I'm not so sure about bright. This is Britain.
That's fair. For our folks who may not be familiar with you, well, let's start with Jams. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hi, my name is Jams. I work for the Pandemonium Institute, which makes a lovely little game called Blood on the Clocktower.
Yeah, excellent. Jams, do you do streaming? Where can we find you?
I used to run a stream for Gen Con. They're doing their own thing now, so we now stream at twitch.tv/GenClonk. You can also find us there on YouTube.
Excellent.
Saturday mornings here at 6 a.m., which is a more normal time on Friday afternoons and evenings in the US and UK, respectively.
Excellent. How about you, Chiz?
I mostly play on other people's Blood on the Clocktower streams, which I normally do lots of prevaricating, apologising, and most importantly, occasionally show off my cats.
I very much approve of that. Excellent. How about you, Aero?
Hi. So I used to play a lot of Blood on the Clock Tower, and then I became a dad, so I'm far less frequently on Blood on the Clock Tower streams. But I do help run a little podcast called The Fulminant Anthology, where we play a lot of Call of Cthulhu, kind of like what we're about to do, but instead of intrepid heroes, it's more like a librarian and maybe like a writer going up against the same amount of danger, so it's a lot more squishy. So yeah, you can check us out wherever you get wherever you get your podcasts.
I was talking to some friends last night from the Clocktower community, and they were talking about how much they missed you. When I told them I was going to get to play with you today, they were all like, "Oh, tell Aero we miss him," and how much that they wish they were here today to see you. So, yeah, you've got a lot of fans out there, my friend.
Thank you.
How about you, Brad?
Oh, hey. Yes, It's
Hi.
me, Brad.
Yes.
Hi. Yes. Oh, introductions. Yeah. So, you can find me at Cutting Words. I have a YouTube channel, Cutting Words, where I talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I like D&D a lot, so I'm really looking forward to rolling some dice today, be they virtual dice. As well as I do play this little game called Blood on the Clocktower you may have heard a little bit about just recently on a bunch of streams, TPI, GenClonk, etc.
And the Gallant Goblin, you played with us before.
Oh yes, I mean, of course. Goes without saying, we're on your channel right now.
Exactly. I have to say, I'm a little nervous to play here with an award-winning dungeon master here in Brad.
Oh,
Ooh.
Does everybody know about Brad's competition that he won?
No.
Or at least top three?
Oh.
Tell
yeah,
us
it's top
about that,
three.
Brad.
Oh, sure. So, the year was, I want to say 2021. It was during those years. We don't talk about those years. But yeah, the Wizards of the Coast ran a Dungeon Master challenge competition where lots of people could entered in, and they picked top 10. And I was one of the people picked. I was the only one in the Southern Hemisphere to make it to top 10. And then there was a bunch of writing challenges, design encounters, and whatnot for an adventure. And eventually had to run a D&D game online on the Dungeons and Dragons official YouTube channel for a bunch of celebrities, D&D celebrities, and top 3. Got a bunch of cool prizes. Good fun.
You're the top dungeon master in your entire hemisphere. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, there's technically, this must be the truth. There's no question. And it's official WotC9 challenge, and they haven't run any more ever since. So I'm the top Southern Hemisphere dungeon master for all time.
I
They don't run
mean,
any more after that
Undisputed.
one.
I think that's legit. I mean, it doesn't get much more legit than that. That's awesome. Well, I will try to get my butterflies under control as we get started here. I do want to say that we will be, at least I will be, at Final 3 Con coming up in Washington, D.C. from April 24th to 27th, where I'll be running this adventure, or a variation of it anyway. So if you're there, please come say hi and join our game if you're signed up for it. And if you're not signed up for it, but you do want to play, we also have some charity events tied to Final 3 Con where you can bid and get yourself into a digital game online that we're going to play over the summer. We've got 4 games coming up that you can bid for a seat in. We're going to have one game with Milk and Emma from Grim Scenarios, which is going to be a lot of fun. We have another one with streaming partners Jojo and Alejo. We have another one with our beloved Malachi and Clocktower Daddy Ben Burns. And finally, and probably most importantly, with our Hirsute heroes Brad and Beardy, the last game that you can come and join in. That auction is going to be running from April 24th to 27th. We'll have that link down below. So come and support a good charity. We're supporting Planned Parenthood. And come and play D&D and Clocktower at the same time with us, with a bunch of cuddly kobolds. So that'll be amazing. All right. Are you all ready to get started?
Not remotely, but let's do it anyway.
Well, give it a go.
I will ask that you sit back, get comfortable, and put on your imagination hats. Chiz, what does your imagination hat look like?
Nothing fancy, nothing too complicated. It's got fur lining that goes out about 2 foot, 2 feet either side. Some large sequin covered sort of antennae things that flop over. They'd almost look like the bells on a fool's hat, but of course they make the sound of a choir of angels instead of simply ringing whenever I move.
That is an excellent answer. I think you're going to be just fine, Chiz. All right, so let's get started. You emerge from the fog as if pulled from a dream or shoved into one. The forest gives way in a slow-motion exhale, the trees bending back like gossiping old women parting their skirts to let you through. Nestled in a hollow is a village that looks like it forgot it was supposed to be abandoned. Stone cottages tilt like they're mid-curtsy. Timber beams twist at odd angles, and ivy smothers anything that dares to stand still. Lampposts flicker with greenish-blue fireflies. And at the town's center looms a clock tower, gaudy, golden, and glaringly out of place. It ticks like a judge's gavel, slow, certain, and echoing. One by one, you notice figures stumbling in from the edges. Strangers. Not allies yet. Not yet, but clearly summoned to the same stage. Jams, will you tell us a little bit about your character?
Yeah, hi everyone, my name is Glorb, and I'm definitely an ogre, as you can see by everything about the way that I look and am as an ogre. I'm an ogre.
What does Glorb look like?
Let me give my picture. Actually, I don't remember.
Yeah, the audience can see now.
Great. So I know, I just don't. Hold, please. Here we go. Well, I am very ogre-like in my body. I'm a little bit small for an ogre, but it's just, every ogre's family has a runt of glitter, and that's me. So that's why I'm short. It's definitely not that I'm not an ogre. I'm an ogre. And I have lots of big ogurely armor on, because that's what ogres wear. That's what I look like.
I share the picture with y'all in the Discord, too, if you want to take a look at it. The audience can see it, but this way you can see it, too. Brad, tell us about your character.
All right. So my character, emerging from the mists, is a very red fellow. I'll say crimson, red. Yeah, red skin. Definitely got sunburn. It's with some horns coming up. Definitely infernal. It's fine. Some call them tieflings. It's fine. His ensemble is kind of is made of leftover like raven feathers and kind of little bird bones and things like that, kind of dangling off him, kind of like little patchwork kind of garb that looks his best to try and put on a nice appearance, but it is made of bits of raven. He is however accompanied by a very friendly, definitely friendly raven on his shoulder, for he is Remy the Raven Keeper, and this is his raven he keeps. Yeah, everything's all fine here. Everything's dandy.
All right, Aero.
All right. So my character is heralded by a tiny little goblin man. He's like maybe 2 foot tall. He's green skin, and he's just got like a backpack full of stuff, various scrolls, of tools and stuff. Basically, so he can he just carries around this stuff, and behind him is this huge man with muscles upon muscles, a bit like how I look. And he's got this big handlebar mustache and long, flowing, beautiful golden locks. And all he's wearing is like a cod piece made of leather, and he's got some like bracelets on, and he looks ready to rumble.
Literally. Excellent. Chiz, tell us about your character.
Well, perfectly in keeping with all of the others. The Reverend Stephen is a halfling, or as we like to call ourselves, normal person, who is ordinary height, of course, and happens to be wearing his traditional cassock and robes, and of course clutching the holy symbol of the nice cup of tea. He's just wandered over from the parish of St. Bartleby in the Wold, and he's blinking slightly, partly in bemusement and partly because that is the traditional way to enter any kind of setting whatsoever, to look vaguely affable and confused until somebody offers you a cucumber sandwich.
I love it. All right, the 4 of you, or I guess 6 of you, make your way into the town square to find kobolds, dozens of them. But these are not your dungeon-crawling vermin that you've heard about. These are vibrant, bustling, chaotic creatures in mismatched regalia. They have ruffled collars, they have wizard hats that are made of patchwork quilts, they have tiny little boots with bells on the toes. One is standing in a corner and it seems to be lecturing a chicken. There's another one that's dragging a squeaky cart through the town square that has a little sign on it that says mostly legal candy. And there's on one side of the square a tavern with gilded shingles, and the tavern has a sign outside that reads The Gallant Goblin. You see inside a kobold in chef's whites, and he tosses a flaming skillet full of flaming carrots out the window, and he shrieks as he does it. You see down the road a little bit further a lopsided temple that hums with off-key chanting, and there's also a courthouse down the lane that appears to be made entirely out of spite. And then you hear a gong. The Clocktower chimes. And from its shadows, someone emerges. Well, not someone exactly. Something wonderful and something dreadful. He is this long-limbed and lanky fella wrapped in a deep maroon velvet tailcoat that swishes dramatically as he walks. He has a top hat that gleams with clockwork gears, and his cane clicks like a metronome. And he has a smile that has entirely too many teeth. He doffs his hat with a flourish, and underneath you see these glowing red eyes and this slicked back silver hair. And he says, "Darlings," and he throws his arms wide. "Welcome to Goblinshire. You can call me Bane Burns, Ringmaster of Regret, Architect of Agony, and your gracious host for tonight's performance. Now, let's address the anxiety dripping off of you like stage sweat. Yes, you are lost. Yes, you were pulled here. And yes, this is real. And yes, it is very much too late to leave. In just a moment, a demon will arrive. It will crawl into the skin of one of these precious little kobolds, and then someone will die. Every single day. Probably. Your job, discover the imposter, sniff out the fiend, name them, slay them, and pray you're right, because if you aren't, well, then the curtain falls permanently on you. One demon, one loyal minion, one confused outsider, and 5 terrified little kobold townsfolk clinging to their lives like understudies caught without a script. You'll have 3 days, 3 accusations. Each sunset, the stage resets. But once the demon is gone, if you manage that trick, the real fight begins. Right then, right there, no intermission, just a final act soaked in blood. Oh, and if you get to the end without naming the demon, then the demon comes for you, full strength with their bootlicker beside them. You better hope that the minion's been handled early, because there are no rerolls in this performance. Right then, lights please. And with a flick of his cane, the square just erupts in color. There's torchlights blazing, there's magical fireworks spiraling overhead. And he says, "You've arrived just in time. Our cast of kobolds is ready. Let me introduce them to you." And he gestures out with his hand and his cane. In tonight's performance, we have Yuki, Rory, Flick, Coda, Buckles, Shep, Digby, and Kaku. Each one an icon, a legend, a disaster. Two of them harbor a monster, one demon and one minion. The rest are just trying to make it to curtain call. And yes, plushie versions are available on all reputable planes of existence at heroplush.com. 20 minutes until the first nominations. Plenty of time for skulking, gossiping, and some good old-fashioned betrayal. Now, if you will excuse me, and he steps back a moment, and suddenly the lights all flicker off, and you're in darkness, and you feel a gust of wind, and you hear a scream, then you hear something crashing into the cobbles, and then snap, the lights turn back on, and you see Bane Burns lying crumpled at the floor of the Clocktower. His cane is beside him. His neck is turned at an impossible angle. And the kobolds all gasp. And then you hear a pop, and his head starts to swivel back around, and you hear the bones cracking like little fireworks. And he stands up, and he straightens his coat, and his skull on his cane snaps back into place, and he says, wasn't that fabulous? A dash of drama. That's what you came for, no? The demon is here. The clock is ticking. The game is on, 20 minutes until nominations, and my friends, tonight we kill with style. And then he vanishes in a puff of purple smoke.
Wow, I really like this guy's style.
Dear me, how very dramatic. I assume that we're all blinking at each other in mild bemusement, and then turning to look at other kobolds still there.
Yeah, you look around the town square here, and you see the clock tower, tall, proud, utterly wrong for the space it occupies. You see the tavern, the Gallant Goblin. You see the temple that's hiding in the shadows, like it's trying not to be seen. You see the town hall that looms over everything with this bureaucratic menace. And then, as always, you hear the clock tower ticking behind you.
Well, that was fucking weird. Hey, Timmy, you want to go to the pub? All right, let's do it. Let's do it as a normal stick, right? Just like we practiced. Okay.
And then Timmy and Jack will head to the pub.
All right, y'all head to the tavern. Are you all going together?
I think I blink at the others and say, introductions on the way, and start to trot after the admirable young goblin fellow and his pet.
Yes, walk and talk. I'm Remy, by the way, the Raven Keeper.
Delighted.
This is Corvus.
Oh, hello. I'd hold up a knuckle for the raven to sniff and or peck at, and then withdraw it quickly if it does. Yes, the Reverend Stephen, charmed, I'm sure, and you turn to the fourth member of our party. The other.
I ate a raven once.
Marvelous. Shall we follow after those two?
Excellent. So you make your way to the Gallant Goblin, which sits just off the square. And at first glance, it looks like any old tavern. You see a sloping roof and timber walls and a chimney that's poking into the sky. But the longer you look at it, the more it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. The shingles don't seem to match, not in color, but they do kind of in style. There are some are weathered slate, others are hammered brass. There's things that just look like they kind of are a mixed match as you look around here. And the sign above the door swings in the breeze, but there's not really a breeze that you can feel, but the sign is still shifting back and forth. And as you step inside, your scent hits you first. You smell like mulled wine, chimney smoke, and a strange air of cumin, perhaps. And there's a strange undercurrent of just ozone and old parchment. The interior is also cluttered in a curated way. Chairs from different centuries surrounded by mismatched tables. The chandelier overhead seems to be made of silverware. Everything's kind of impossibly balanced up there. It just feels like a place out of time and space. Inside here, you do see a couple of kobolds. Referring to my spreadsheet over here, you currently see an orange kobold. You also see a purple kobold. And finally, a green kobold. All sitting in various corners of the room.
So Timmy would go in first, and he pulls out a scroll from his giant backpack, and he starts reading from it. Here's Timmy, and I'm here to introduce Winston at 245 pounds, strong. And then the wall next to the door explodes, and then this man barges his way in.
I'm here to pulverize all you mere maniacs. Watch out, some of them wild demons that may come through these walls. Now, where are the demons? Tell me right now. Where are they?
And he's waiting for an answer. Well, meanwhile, Timmy starts like the job of like patching the wall that that Jack just broke down, because you gotta fix it before you leave.
Aero, I have to. You might be peeking out your microphone, because I think when you get loud, it's cutting off entirely. We're not hearing everything you're saying.
Just the way I like it.
Is it just me, or is that happening to everybody?
Yeah, no, I'm afraid I am missing everything that Timmy says.
Yeah, for some reason Timmy's getting cut off.
That's all right. Timmy's useless. He doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you were aware. Yes. Oh. So, I'm sorry, what would y'all like to do now?
I think out of the entrance, I'm going to sheepishly, everyone's going to sheepishly sneak in, stay close to the wall, hunting demons. I'm just a little paranoid.
Yeah.
With the horns.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jack's probably going to go to the nearest kobold and just pick him up by his leg and just start shaking him. Like,
is there what's going on?
Yeah, you grab one of the kind of the non-player character kobolds, who's just one who's like green and orange, and shake him, and he's like, ah! And he's just screaming, terrified, and a little chain just clicking out of his pockets.
Oh, no, I'm not kind of grumpy. I just want to know if you're one of them demons that weird guy was talking about.
And he just kind of mumbles incoherently, and then finally gets his balance again after you drop him down, and he just scurries out of the tavern and yelling for somebody named Samantha to help.
Samantha? Oh, sounds scary. Oh, Timmy.
Yes. All right, and then who's next? Who's the next person in here I can talk to?
Yeah, so
maybe go to someone else while I do that.
Yeah, you've got the orange kobold, the purple kobold, and the green kobold. If you want to take a close look at one of them, or
I'll go up to Flick. I think is his name.
Yes.
I'll go to Flick. It's like,
yes.
You one of them demons?
So you see Flick there. He's an orange kobold. He's got a tattered cloak that's lined in black feathers, and he kind of glances up at Remy, looking a little suspicious. He has a far-off look in his eyes, like he's listening to something that y'all can't hear. And he says, Ah, you've arrived. Good. The ravens told me you would. You. I feel an affinity towards you, looking up at Remy. Someone told me you might be here. Might have been a possum. Hard to tell with Beaksy. He exaggerates. Anyway, my name is Flick. I'm a keeper of ravens, collector of secrets, listener to the winged chorus. They talk to me, you know, all the time. Can't shut them up. Does yours talk to you, sir?
Yes, and I'll ship out closer. Yes, ravens speak, and do So you're in the raven keeping too. I've not met another raven keeper before. This is very exciting.
No, nor have I. What sort of secrets do yours like to tell?
Oh, well, truth be told, normally I try to run towns and with my raven, and a lot of towns tend to. I went around and people tend to disappear or die in towns, and then before I know it, like always a demon, and I never get killed for some reason, and then I just tell everyone the raven keeper, and they get left alone mostly, and then I get left with an empty town, which I tidy it up and sell the town off, flip it, like a good real estate business. And sounds like we might have something similar going on here. So, any recommendations on property around here?
Oh, well, I think property values are quite low in this place.
Oh, really? Good. That seems a deal.
We tend to have houses opening up all the time as well, so perhaps you can find something
wonderful.
Inexpensive. My little ravens like to go and collect all the gossip about town, so if you have any questions about anyone or anything I can help you with, I'm very happy to.
Oh, what does your ass think?
Wait a minute.
Any ideas?
Wait a minute. You raven boy there. You keep birds as pets? You.
Which one? Me?
You.
Yeah. Yes, I'm Corvus, my raven.
It's so cool. Oh. Hey, Timmy, can you get me a pet bird? Dum. I just got fishes, boss. Okay. So we got ourselves a bird boy. Who else is what are these other two guys here?
These other two kobolds.
Yeah, you have the green one and the purple one. Which one would you like to talk to?
I'll let these guys decide. I need to rest my voice for a bit.
Fair enough.
In that case, I think by that time my short little legs have caught up, and I'm stepping in gingerly over the rubble. And without wanting to sound a little bit too self-indulgent, who is nearest to the bar?
Well, you see, the one closest to the bar is the green one, sitting at a little table near the bar, and the other one is sitting in another corner of the room, closer to the fireplace. Looks like they're doing something at their table.
In which case, most important things first. Is there anyone behind the bar?
Yes, there is. You can easily go back there and get yourself a beverage if you would like.
Excellent. I'll just pop over. I'll just knock on the table and call back. Excuse me. Just some hot water and this, please, if you wouldn't mind. I'll just be waiting here. And then turned to the nearest kobold. Did you say it was the green chap?
Yeah, you see.
Yes.
Kind of tucked into there on one of the stools, you see a green kobold wearing oversized spectacles, and he has a dramatically fluffed cravat. He's sipping something very pink and frothy from a little teacup, actually.
Oh, how lovely. I would, in which case, I will turn to him and say, anything you would recommend? Sorry, forgive me, Reverend Stephen. How do you do?
Oh, and you notice actually sitting right on the table, right on the bar next to him, is a little velvet cushion, on top of which is a little tiny hedgehog that's wearing a little sequined bonnet and a little pearl-studded collar. And you see the kobold tapping her face with a little, or his face, sorry, with a little monogrammed napkin. And he says, Pickles prefers the lighting in this corner. It's very flattering. Oh, well, fresh faces in my tavern. How absolutely exotic. You said your name is Reverend Stephen.
Yes, it is indeed. And sorry, did you say Pickles?
Yes, this is Pickles. He is the real muscle around here, aren't you, Pickles? And Pickles goes, and has a little sneeze. And he says, I'm Shep. I ask all the questions that everyone is too polite or too demon-possessed to ask. So then, what brings you lot to Goblinshire? Something running away from something, hiding from a scandal, got on the wrong side of an archfey? What is it?
Absolutely no scandals whatsoever. Anything you have heard about the Church Roof Collection Fund is entirely... sorry, you were just speculating. Do you know, I honestly can't remember how we arrived here. Did the dramatic gentleman outside the top hat? Does he do this sort of thing often?
Oh, I tend to remember something like this happening before, but the days seem to blend into each other, and I don't fully recall. But yes, I think this has happened before once or twice.
Yes, there seems to be a little bit of that going around. But the important question, how old is Pickles? How long have you two had each other? And where did you get that adorable little outfit?
Oh, well, my friend, actually, Digby, made that for him. Yes, we've been together for a very long time. Pickles is quite my sweetheart, aren't you, Pickles? And Pickles just goes, and like shakes his head a little bit, and he gets little head rubs. Yes, he is my darling, and he's also my little Snoop. He can go around and let me know what's going on around the town if he needs to. He's quite the little Snoop, aren't you? You can get into places nobody else can get into, can't you, little Pickles?
I'm having to restrain myself very much from interacting solely with Pickles for the rest of this evening. I will hold out as Pickles to... hello! I will hold out my fingertips for Pickles to sniff at. And while I'm doing that, I will just see if he would allow the slightest little bit of a forehead scritch.
Yes.
And if Pickles curls up into a ball as well, that is also adorable, but I will withdraw my hands at that point. And while doing so, I will try very hard not to descend into baby talk, but I will start asking, oh, yes, aren't you a lovely little Pickles? And what little secrets have you been finding? Are you a clever little investigator then?
And he's, oh yes, information, we just live for it. Every night when the rest of the town is snoring or muttering in their sleep or committing suspiciously timed murders, we're just out watching, seeing what we can gather.
Ooh, what have you been gathering, little Pickles? I'm so sorry. Yes, sorry, what have you both been... oh, no, Pickles, what have you been gathering?
And Pickles just kind of sits there and kind of has a little tiny little teacup of his own with a little bit of like steamed milk in it, and is just kind of getting his nose a little wet and just kind of shaking it and trying to sip at the little teacup. And he says, well, we keep close watch on our neighbors, whether they come back smelling like brimstone or poisoned or badly concealed guilt. We like to keep an eye just to make sure we're safe, you know?
Ooh, good heavens. And in a whisper that can probably be heard from the other side of the village, just turn and say, and are they?
Well, I might know something, but what I can share with you kind of depends on just how charming you are or how tragic. Tragic gets you a discount.
Oh, dear.
So you have to share.
Oh dear, well, I'm afraid I'm a terribly humdrum sort. Let me see. Tragic. I have been waiting a long while for this cup of tea. Is there anyone back there? Let me see. I suppose I could tell you the terrible, sad story of my Aunt Jemima. You see, and I will start going on at very long length because I did mention one of my character specialities is long, boring sermons, which we can roleplay if you like.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check?
We can also do that.
I see some dice rolling up in this D&D.
Excellent. +2 charisma, and you will observe from this, again, I've said I am very, very rusty in my D&D playing, so I'm going to narrate what I'm doing, and then Theo is going to jump in when I say, you fool, what are you doing? No. But +2 charisma, roll a d20, and for some reason it keeps defaulting to everyone.
I will say, actually, based on your nice story and your tragic background, why don't you give us a roll advantage? So roll twice and take the greater of the two.
Oh, well, that first one was a 17.
Well, may not need a second roll.
But the second roll definitely didn't need because it was only an 8. So with +2, that's a 19.
And so Shep leans in conspiratorially towards you and says, all right, well, you didn't hear this from me. I was up all last night doing my usual civic duty, peering through the curtains and loitering tastefully around windows, that sort of thing. And he twirls his little teacup in his hand. He says, and wouldn't you know it, my neighbors, Buckles and Digby, they were both up to something. Now, I couldn't catch specifics because one of them was absolutely radiating evil vibes. I can't say which one. I can't say for sure. But if I had to guess, despite everything he's done for Pickles, it's probably Digby. There's too many sequins, too much flair. That much flair has to be hiding something.
Flair. Yes, indeed.
Isn't
Quite.
that right, Pickles? Oh, exactly, sweetie, exactly. Pickles can be quite judgmental.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, when you are such a perfect little hedgehog, it's very hard not to look down on everybody else, isn't it, Pickles? Yes. Yes, I am going to knock on that bar again, and I think at that point I'm going to disappear behind it to see what on earth is happening and whether I can go find a pump and a kettle.
All right. What would the rest of you like to do during this time? Jams? Glorb?
Is there anyone else around that we can talk to?
There is a purple kobold sitting in the corner over there. If you look over that way, you see it's a kobold with quiet eyes and she's sitting there and watching the three of you, or the six of you, with interest as you wander around this tavern and cause a little mayhem. And she has one little hand resting on this cloudy crystal orb in front of her. And she tilts her head as she looks in your direction.
Well, I'll go over to her.
You walk
Hi! You're not red or blue. What's that? And I point to her glowing orb.
Oh, and she says, Clarence here woke me up this morning, spinning in circles and yelling in abyssal, so yes, I assumed someone important was arriving. This is Clarence, and she gestures towards the crystal ball. Seer, spiritual conduit, occasional tripping hazard. He's dramatic, inaccurate, and emotionally fragile, and we love that for him. Right now he's showing me a melted sundial and what I think is Buckles wearing a tutu made of legal documents. Interpret that however you like. Anyway, I'm Coda. Clarence handles the visions, I handle the vibes. Pull up a cushion if it hasn't been cursed today. And who might you be? No, wait, I already know, but why don't you tell me anyway?
Oh, you know Glorp. I'm Glorp. That's all. Just a regular old ogre, that's me.
Oh, well, aren't you precious? What can I do for you today, Globe?
Well, we just walked into this town and someone told us there's a demon. And so we would like to, does Clarence know about that? Do you know about that?
Oh, well, funny you should ask. Every night, Clarence and I reach out, not far, just sideways, into the folds between dreams and nightmares. And I choose two kobolds, any two, and I ask Clarence the question that no one ever wants the real answer to. Is one of them hiding fangs beneath their smiles? He never says who, he just purrs if the answer is yes, or he hums like a broken lantern if the answer is no. You should know that each week he latches onto somebody about town that he has a grudge on. Clarence always has a grudge on somebody and will constantly try to convince me that that person's the demon, so grain of salt and all that. He doesn't like being questioned. Last time someone pressed him for details, he locked their soul in a dream about wet socks. He's much calmer now, mostly, aren't you, Clarence? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Well, that seems useful.
Oh, very useful in a town like this.
You said you do this every night.
Oh, yes, every night indeed. I just choose two kobolds, and Clarence takes a peek into their auras if he would.
Well, are there any auras that he really likes right now? Or maybe some auras that we should be not so happy with?
Oh, well, my little Stardust darling, come closer, come closer. I'm a very, very busy mystic. Between decoding cosmic metaphors and rubbing Clarence with his mood crystals, my hands are very full, which means I don't have time to go chasing runaway sigils or banishing curses from emotionally unstable furniture. But you, my dear friend, perhaps if you can do me a favor, I can share the most important thing I have, which is information.
What kind of favor?
Well, I just happen to have dropped my third favorite focusing crystal down the town well. And it's not my first best, mind you. That one's buried under the courthouse, long story. But this one's very important. Clarence refuses to scribe properly without it, and frankly, I am not climbing down that mossy death tunnel just for a rock, no matter how spiritually attuned it is. So if you retrieve it for me, perhaps I will let you pick who Clarence spies on tonight, and I will tell you what he saw last night. Fair, yes?
That sounds like good plan. Hey, Raven boy. Yes, you.
Me or the kobold? Oh.
Which one?
Town has two Raven Keepers.
I point towards Remy. He seems more useful. Hey, does your bird like to go down a well?
I wouldn't say wells are famously known for birds.
So that's yes, good.
Let's
go.
Okay. Well, should we get together as a group and have like a team meeting and put together what we figured out, or we just
No
go do that?
must go down well.
All right then. Okay. Glob, was it?
Who else want to come? You big
I
man.
know little Timmy. He loves going down wells. He goes down wells all the time. Isn't that right, Timmy?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you heard. Timmy.
Okay.
I think at that point I will emerge from back behind the bar holding the kettle, not having found any thing to put in it, and go, well, excellent. Right, I'll bring this. I'll follow the rest of them. I assume we're all going out.
I'll quickly slip my Ravenkeeper friend a business card and call me. We talk Ravenkeeper later.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very well.
Sort some secrets. So maybe a bird exchange program. So you Raven to me if something happens to you.
Oh, yes, we can share secrets.
Yeah. Exactly.
You all make yourself out into the town square, and you realize that you hear the tick, tick, tick of the clock tower, and that 20 minutes is coming to an end soon. But you do see the town well here, if you would like to try to retrieve that third favorite focusing crystal.
All right, Corvus, go down that well and go pick up the crystal and bring it back, please.
Yeah. So, how would you like to roll for this? Would you like to do like a perception check for Corvus, or what would you think would be appropriate?
Yeah. If it's like, this well-hidden crystal, can Corvus have a little look?
Yeah.
So it flies down, whoosh, and let's see here. Let's get my pet stats up. All right. Ooh. Let's roll a die.
You got
see
this.
how we go. Go, Corvus. Oof. Plus 2 on there, but 7 total.
7. No.
It's dark.
It's a little dark. I don't know if Corvus has night vision at all, but
yes, Corvus can see in darkness quite well.
Well, okay. I'll go ahead and let you roll with advantage as well. You're playing a bird,
right.
which should be able to see well.
I'm playing the bird.
Yeah.
This other Joker carrying the bird around. Forget about that guy.
Yeah, do care. So I'll let you roll.
Oh yeah, 13.
13. Still can't quite see it. Do y'all have any other way of getting this out of there?
Timmy, you're up.
Okay. Timmy's gonna climb down the well.
Before he does this well have any kind of rope or bucket attachment to it?
Yeah.
Sure. In which case, as he's about to climb in, I will tap Timmy on the shoulder and just point him towards the bucket and say, might it not be easier if we lowered you down in that?
Oh, that's a smart idea, mister. I like that. That's using your noggin.
Yes, well, thank you, quite. Yes, in you go. Very, grateful for your sacrifice and best of luck and all that. You there, the chap with the loincloth, would you mind just holding on to this hand, please?
Oh, he grabs it and holds on. He's going to expertly lead Timmy down the well. They've done this before.
Timmy fell down the well. For people who enjoy 1950s humor. Why don't you give me a perception check for Timmy?
Can I assist
Perception
by
check for Timmy.
picking up a little stone, casting the light cantrip on it, so it's glowing rock, and drop that down the well?
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, you can.
Oh wait,
roll,
I have magic.
All right.
You can roll with advantage.
So
With a little bit
perception. Okay, so I got a +2 in perception, and I got advantage.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's dear. That's a garbage roll. My best was a 10.
No, you still can't find it either.
Oh, boys, I can't see anything down here. It's too dark.
Just don't confuse the magic stone we after with the magic stone I just threw down there. All right? No.
He pulls something out. It's like, that's just bird poop. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh.
I can hear about half of what Timmy says now.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it out of it. We talked about this, Timmy. You don't pick up the bird orb and the bird poo. It's two different things. If it's orb, it doesn't glorp. If it's poo, it smells like you. I got it. You where? Okay. And yeah, drag him back up. Not happy with himself, but yeah.
All right. Any last attempts here before you run out of time?
How deep is this well?
It's not super deep. It's like maybe 20, 25 feet down.
Oh. Okay.
It's like, it's not.
Case, yes. In which case, there's an awkward moment, I think, where we look at the smallest bird that has tried to go down. We look at the small goblin that has tried to go down, and then with a sinking heart, I realise that I'm next in line of height. At which point there is a deep and resigned sigh, and I carefully take off the not the whole cassock, obviously, but the nice overrobes. And just fold them up gingerly and start to hand them to Timmy, and then realize what's on his hands, and turn and hand them to the nice tiefling gentleman and say, hang on to these, please, would you? And very, very carefully try to put... Is the bucket large enough for me to put my feet in and hold on to the rope?
Yeah.
Right.
Cramped.
Yes, in which case I'll do that and hold my hand out for the light and say, right, wish me luck, and motion for Jack to start lowering the bucket again.
You got it, mister.
Yeah, he's loving this. He's working out. This is a workout for him now. He's having a great time.
Reverend Stephen is lowered into this dark, dank, and musky smelling well. You get to the bottom. You want to have a look around?
Yes, please. And I think I'm starting my small sniff and muttering to myself, well, never mind demonic possession or strange rogue mystical storytellers. I think the biggest threat to this town is what's happening to their water supply.
It might explain a lot. Why don't you roll a perception check, unless you have another way you want to go about this?
No, that's all right. Again, this is one of those moments where I am just double checking that I'm rolling the right thing. So 1d20 and oh no, sorry, I'm looking at my passive perception.
It should be under wisdom. It's one of the wisdom skills.
Right. This is the problem of having everything on one screen, so you have to scroll down.
I understand.
Where are we? Survivor. Why are they not sorted by...
You could also just roll a d20 if you want to, and we can see how it comes out and see if it seems relatively close.
That's true. Well, it's... Oh, Good heavens, I've never had luck like this. It's a 16. There we go, I found it. And +3. So it's another 19. I am feeling competent. This is a rare and strange experience. It won't last.
Yeah, you see this teal-colored crystal very obviously to you, just poking there out of the mud, out of the gunk down there, and you pluck it up, and the little stone that Remy threw down there that's glowing is reflecting off of the crystal, and you feel very confident that you found it.
Ah, excellent. In which case, actually, no, before I go back up again, am I all right to just have a look around generally? I very much do not intend to be down here again, and I would feel very stupid if somebody pointed me towards anything else.
Yeah, you do look around, just make sure you didn't miss anything. And besides that glowing stone that Remy threw down, and there's a little footprints of a little raven down here, and there's a goblin that maybe dropped a couple of things out of his satchel. Nothing else strikes you as being out of the ordinary.
Very good, then. In which case, I'll pick up the items that Timmy dropped and tut silently under my breath, and step back into the bucket and just call out, "Hello, going up, please."
You return to the surface.
Timmy, I'm getting sweaty. Give me that towel.
And he's going to try and grab the towel off Remy and use it to wipe Jack's sweaty back. And then give it back to Remy, probably crinkled. Like literally grabs the preacher by the head and just pulls him out. Pops him back down like a cartoon.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And I will hand Timmy his odds and ends. Excuse me, I believe these are yours. And hold out my hand. Rest of the cassock. And thank you. And yes. Shall we hand this back to the nice young mystical person with the scales and the shiny thing?
You might pass it to Glorb, who was having the conversation, if you want to. And Glorb can run it back inside if you prefer.
Yes. Well, I mean, let's all follow. We don't really want to hang about, so those 20 minutes are ticking away.
Yes, very close. So, yep. You have the crystal. You return it to Coda. Yeah, inside the purple kobold. And she says, oh, where's my information? She says, oh, yes, that's the one. You can tell by the faint humming and the smell of almonds. Excellent work. You have realigned exactly 2 of my chakras. Possibly 3. Thank you. Now, I should tell you what I saw last night, as promised. So last night, I decided to look at Flick and Buckles. Flick, I think you talked to over there, the orange kobold. And Buckles is a blue kobold over in the town hall. And, well, I have to say, Clarence did not like what he saw. No. One of them was radiating pure demonness. So, do with that as you will, but quickly, I think you're running out of time. Who should I look at tonight?
Glorb, I assume you're the one talking. Have we lost Jams?
No, I'm here. I'm just thinking.
I knew we could smell almonds.
Demon bad. We do not want you to find demon. So, can you see if Kaku or Rory is demon today?
Oh, Kaku and Rory, of course, I will do that. And as in the middle of the sentence, you hear gong, and suddenly everything goes dark around you. And then you blink, and you're elsewhere. You're back in the town square. You see the sky above you is suddenly twilight. And all around you see torches igniting with little bursts of flame. And you see the kobolds emerging. Some of them from the rooftops, some from windows, some are climbing down from chimneys or crawling through trapdoors that you're certain weren't there before. And there's dozens of them that are gathering around the town square. And then you see our kobold players in this game gathering in turn. In order, you see Yuki, the yellow kobold, Rory, the red kobold, Flick, the orange kobold, Coda, the purple kobold, Buckles, the blue kobold, Shep with Pickles, the green kobold, Digby, the brass kobold, and Kaku, the black kobold. And their eyes shift between you and each other and the clock tower. And at the center stands Bane Burns, and his arms are stretched wide. He says, "Ah, the gong, music to my ears. Welcome, dear players, to the nomination phase. The rules, darlings, are simple. Only kobolds may accuse. You, my dear interlopers, are but whispers in the wings. So if you want someone to be executed, well, better find a kobold to do the dirty work for you. Bribery, flattery, seduction. Use whatever tools you've got. They nominate, you vote. 3 votes seals the deal. And yes, I know some of you struggle with math. Don't worry, we're keeping it simple. Any last-minute rules loitering? Any questions?" Marvelous. Then let the curtains rise. Nominations are open.
And it's hard to separate the real life from character belief here, but I think I'm going to turn to my fellow companions and mutter to them, hopefully out of earshot of the kobolds. Well, from what we've learned so far, it does sound like Buckles is completely above any suspicion whatsoever. No other evil would ever be framed so heavily.
Yes. I don't know. The one with the T you were talking to, they seem... I don't like their style at all. I think I was just on that one.
Now,
Yeah.
on the one hand, I understand he's claiming something very fanciful that one normally believes cannot possibly be real. On the other hand, if anyone touches a hair on the head of that adorable little hedgehog, they will be answering to me and the entire authority of the church.
I don't think they'll have any...
Can a demon fit inside a hedgehog?
Not that one. Far too cute. Have you seen it? It's got a little outfit and bonnet. It's like a little Miss Tiggywinkle.
I think I was too busy pulling that other guy upside down to notice that hedgehog, but I'm gonna go take a look at that. Oh my god, that's the cutest hedgehog I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna squish you. I'm gonna squish you. He's gonna try and grab the hedgehog.
Well, if ship's executed, then the hedgehog will need a new owner. Just throw it out there.
That's what I was gonna say.
You make a compelling point, sir.
All right. Should we influence one of these other kobolds to kill ship? Is that how it works?
I mean, I'm a little concerned, but yes, possibly we could approach the. Well, nobody seems to be pointing at Shep.
It's fine. Just go off vibes. You know, that's how I normally solve these things. So I hit it off
And
my
you
little
want
Flick.
hedgehog?
Yeah. New pet. So
Flick bad though.
oh, Flick's great. I hit it off really well. Flick surely Flick will want ship killed.
No, you like Raven, and he like Raven. That's too many men who like Raven.
Yes, I mean,
Is that some kind of double name?
Yes, who ever heard of Ravens Keepers? That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no S in the name.
Just
one
one
Raven.
Raven. Learn to count.
We're gonna go to Rory, I think, and just be like,
You gotta nominate the guy with the hedgehog so we can keep the hedgehog. You better do what we say or I'm gonna beat the snot out of you. That's right. It's kids show. Saturday morning cartoon.
and you're gonna grab him by his like little kobold shirt and be like,
You do what I say now. Or Meter Mania is gonna run wild on you, brother.
Rory is the red kobold, and he's wearing like chef's garb, but it's kind of tied in an interesting way around his body. Go ahead and give me a what's the word I'm looking for? An intimidation check.
intimidation check. Alrighty, I have What do I got? I have +5 intimidate.
Sounds about right.
Because I'm so reasonable. Oh, that is a 19. Oh.
Rory just says, I nominate Shep. And at that point, Baneburn says, well, Big Bad Jack, this seems to be your doing. Tell us why you nominated poor Shep.
I have been all over the world, you see. I've been coast to coast, from post to post, and I've seen the most. But I've got to say one thing and one thing only, and that is that hedgehog is by far the cutest hedgehog that I have ever seen. And I think that my friend, the Reverend, should keep this hedgehog for all of eternity, and it's going to need a new owner, which means we'll get rid of the old owner. That's the only reason.
Well, Bane turns around and says, well, Shep, what do you have to say in your own defense? And Shep says, the Pickles is mine. I don't know, how dare you? Please, no, I don't want to die. Now.
During this, can I cast a spell?
Sure.
Ooh.
I like to use silent image to create illusionary kind of like demonic shadow appear behind shit.
Okay. Why don't you roll a stealth check to see if you can do this subtly where people don't notice?
Alright. I'm going to use a point of luck. Because I'm lucky. And roll this with advantage.
Okay.
I didn't realize we were playing Call of Cthulhu all of a sudden.
So 14 or 7. We'll stick with a 14.
Okay. So, yeah, you think you kind of a little subtly hiding kind of behind the shadows of the Clocktower. You cast a spell and this kind of red aura extends out from Shep, and it has like these little like pointy ears that are kind of subtly emanating from him. And Baneburn says, oh, Remy, how do you vote? And he gives you a wink.
Oh, how do I vote?
Yes.
Oh, how do you vote? To execute, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that is a yes.
Clearly evil, yes.
Reverend Stephen, how do you vote?
I begin to raise my hand, and then I see the wide and pleading eyes of Pickles, and I immediately lower it and start muttering to myself and touching the holy teacup.
Well, Glorb, how about you, darling?
Can I do like an insider perception or something on the hedgehog to just like figure out what's happening with him?
Sure. Yeah, you
Great.
can insight check. Or whichever you prefer.
Well, I mean, I have like 16 passive insight.
Okay.
You guys don't have to worry about that. I can also roll just to see.
Oh, yeah, I will
That's
tell you your
even better.
passive insight. Pickles just seems to
Oh, the
be...
roll is at 19, so.
There you go. Pickles seems to be somewhat just unaware of the drama going on around him. He's just sitting there doing his little hedgehoggy things. So you don't get any kind of sense otherwise.
Oh, okay.
He's just hedgehogging it up.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this hedgehog would be more disturbed if his boss was a demon, so I'm gonna vote no.
Well, then, we do not get to 3. Are there any other nominations? Oh, Aero, you might be muted, if you were talking there.
I thought we had a plan, guys. What the hell?
Yeah.
Sorry, my finger slipped.
I disconnected,
Anyways,
guys. Don't worry about it.
I guess we should kill someone else then.
Maybe someone we haven't talked to, we've got no information on. This is someone random.
Why do you like Raven Man so much? I think he bad.
No, Raven Keepers are never bad. We're always legit. We're always Raven Keepers.
Can I do some sort of check to determine if what's his name? Flick? To see if Flick's bird is even real.
Yeah. Give me a nature check, maybe?
Nature. Ah, okay. I have nature, but I have nothing in nature, so it's fine. Just a straight roll. Oh, don't roll off the table. Ooh, 17.
17. I would say, looking over at Flick has quite a few ravens. And they all
Why,
act
man?
normally, but you do notice that Corvus has a little odd look about him.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
He goes, that bird looked at me funny. What's going on with that bird? It's not like your birds, Remy. Your birds are cool, but that bird's weird. That bird's real weird.
It's my bird. Corvus is my bird.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's your
let's
bird.
kill Remy.
No.
Can we-
I'm
Okay,
not a
okay.
demon. No.
Could I sidle up to Coda, then, and just actually wait a minute. No, I'm not bending down. We're about the same height. And just sip as my dear, it's still empty teacup, and mutter. You did say that your Clarence, was it? Yes. You did say that he had some. I believe the expression would be, what is it? Bad vibes. Yes.
Oh, yes, indeed. Last night, yes.
Yes. Well, I know I appreciate that Clarence here might have some sort of grudge, but, well, wouldn't it be better to indulge that grudge and then he could get on and cooperate? You could learn if you could trust Bubbles. You could learn all sorts of things tomorrow. But it would, I'm afraid, mean getting a flick out of the way.
And Coda looks down and looks into Clarence, and Clarence, you see, kind of starting to glow, a little soft orange glow, and it makes a little humming sound, perhaps. And Coda says, "Oh, I think Clarence would like that." Coda nominates Flick. And Bane turns to you and says, "Reverend Stephen, you tell us why."
Oh dear. Well, I mean, I'm sure that Flick is an upstanding and fine kobold with not a smirch upon their reputation. However, in circumstances such as these, the needs of the many have been known to outweigh the needs of the few upon occasion, and a sacrifice is called for everyone. And in circumstances such as these dark and terrible times, I am sure that Flick would be willing to put his life forward to, as it were, take one for the team. And, of course, if Flick is not willing to do so, then obviously he's a filthy demon and should die.
And Bane says, "And Flick, what have you to say at this dastardly accusation?" And Flick says, "Me, the demon? Oh, please. I sleep on the rooftops and I talk to birds and I drink my breakfast. If I were the demon, don't you think I'd at least try to act normal?" And Bane says, "Glob, how do you vote?"
My finger slipped again. I don't like bird, so I vote yes.
And Big Bad Jack.
Well, I gotta say, Meter Mania is gonna run wild all over this bird, and I vote yes.
And Remy.
Us Ravenkeepers just stick together. There can be multiple claims of Ravenkeeper in a town. It is fine. Just leave this poor Flick alone. Sure, like, I may be a warlock and this may be a supernatural raven, but it's fine. Doesn't mean this Ravenkeeper here is evil. We fine. I vote live.
Okay.
But just think how many raven you would have if we kill him. You could have all his bird. Good for you.
It's called Ravenkeeper, not Ravenkeepers. We'd be over this.
Well, Reverend Stephen, this kobold's fate lies in your little hands. What say you?
Oh, dear me, the responsibility. Oh, it's so difficult, and I still haven't had that cup of tea. Excuse me, could somebody please... Oh, dear, my hand's up. Well, I'm so sorry. It's too late. I've voted.
That looks like a yes to me. Well, the final vote is cast. There's a hush that ripples across the square like a held breath. And Flick. Who was it? No, was it? Yes, Flick.
Flick.
Yes, stands frozen, and his eyes are wide, and his mouth is slightly open. Not in defiance, not in rage, but just in disbelief. And there's a deep mechanical groan you all hear behind you as the great doors of the clock tower creep open, and a blinding white light floods outward, too bright, and it spills across the cobblestones. And then, whoosh, you see Flick jerked upward. His limbs are flailing as he's hoisted up by a rope, and he flies backward into the doors of the clock tower, and the doors slam behind him. And then a light pulses with the seams of the tower, and you see the light and the pulsing, and then nothing. You don't hear any scream, you just hear silence. And Baneburn says, flat ending, not even a monologue. Well, we'll try again tomorrow, yes? Good night, everybody. And the lights go out again. And then you wake up. And you're sleeping outside, and it's morning, and there's dew over your bodies in the cobblestones, and you see sunlight starting to spill across the square, golden and gentle. The air is crisp, and you hear somewhere a little hedgehog sneezing, and you hear little birds singing, and then you look down the street by the clock tower, and you see the body of a kobold over there, and it is the body of Yuki, the yellow kobold.
I'm sorry, I'm hogging. Is it? Can we rush over to have a look at the body, please?
Yes, you run over and take a look, and the body, there's no outward signs of distress. It is just a lifeless form of a little yellow kobold. Yuki, when you look at Yuki, it's a saffron-colored kobold. He has little round spectacles that are kind of crooked on his face, and there's ink stains on her claws, and there's a little book like tucked underneath her.
Timmy will probably reach for the book, I think.
So kind of grab the little book, and yeah, it looks like a little book of a catalog of other books. There's titles and names and dates and things inside of it. It's a little catalog.
Boss!
Yeah.
Book!
What does it say, Timmy? You know I can't read.
I'm gonna start reading it.
You go through it. It's hard to make sense of it, but you do get a sense it's like a librarian's catalog of some sort.
Some sort of library book.
What the hell is a library book?
Huh? But it's got lots of stuff about other books. I think you could probably find it at your local library.
Where do you find your local library?
Check your castle websites for all sorts of information about your local library and what's going on there. There you go.
You hear a voice overhead that says, 15 minutes, darlings.
Oh dear, the days are getting short.
I'm still upset about
Timmy.
Flick.
Okay.
Poor Flick. My fellow Raven Keeper.
Yes. Can you remind me, what are the other buildings we haven't been inside yet?
Yes,
here?
you have the town hall and the temple.
In which case, I will firstly say a brief prayer over the dead, and in the religion of my kind, of course, the words of that prayer are, "Oh dear me, how very sad. Anyway, life goes on." And then I will dust my robes off and start to walk towards the temple.
Okay.
Jackmane is going to bury him.
Okay. Yeah, so Jack takes a moment and just right in the town square there.
Oh yeah, he's just gonna bury him right then and there. Yeah.
I'll join you at the temple, Father. I'm a reverend. I am, I can walk on holy ground. Fine.
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm gonna sneak back to the pub and see if I can find Cora again.
Okay. Yeah.
Coda.
All right.
That's their name.
Why don't we do the tavern real quick first, and then we'll cut over to the temple. Just making some notes here on where everybody is at the moment, based on what happened yesterday.
Sorry, just quickly. Is it possible for Timmy to learn anything from reading this book in relation to, I guess, what Yuki might have known?
Looking through it, no, there's nothing that you can gather. Just that this was possibly a library catalog, and it might point you towards the library in town, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's what we'll go next. But other people.
Okay, yes. So Glorb goes back to the tavern. Inside the tavern today, the only kobold of note is Coda, the purple kobold, with Clarence, the crystal ball.
Cool. I'm gonna stuff my armor in my backpack, because no one else is with me right now, and I'm just gonna go up to Coda and be like, "Hey, Coda, we met yesterday. You might not recognize me because yesterday I was dressed as an ogre, but I'm actually a wizard, and I really want to know what you saw with Clarence last night. What is going on, man?"
Oh, Clarence thought there was something interesting about you. How interesting. I must say...
Well, yeah, I figured he already knew, so I just didn't see the point in keeping up the silly disguise. Also, that armor is really heavy, man.
That's true, and if I have to say so, it does smell a bit. But yes, last night...
Oh, good, that's what I was going for.
Well, it's quite a good disguise, although Clarence wasn't fooled, I can promise you that. But yes, no, last night we looked at Kaku and Rory as you asked. And, well, I have to say, Clarence got bad vibes again. Perhaps one of them might be the demon after all, because it certainly did not seem to be Flick. But yes, we got a yes.
Can I do an insight check on Clarence?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Let's do that. 19.
A 19. You do an insight. You look at the crystal ball, and you try to get like, is this crystal ball lying to me? Is this something that is not is hiding? And you see Clarence glowing this kind of greenish color right now, and it's really hard to discern any meaning from this. But you see Coda laying down and says, oh dear, Clarence is hungry. I'm gonna have to go get him a pie." And that's all you can gather. It's really hard to know.
Interesting. Can I also do an insight check on Coda?
Yeah, give me another one.
Cool. Yeah. Oh god, the dice is... Where the fuck is the dice? I think my roll D&D Beyond page froze.
Oh, that's okay.
It
That's
just
fine.
told me that that you rolled a 10. If that makes any difference. That might
It's
have been the
so
previous one.
frozen, and I'm refreshing it now.
Yeah, it should come through for everybody, so we'll just go with that 10 for
Okay.
now. So yeah, looking at Coda.
I mean, my passive insight is higher than that. It's 16.
So yeah, just if you just want to use kind of your passive insight, like Coda.
Yeah, sure.
Your sense of Coda is that Coda is you don't get any sense that Coda is trying to be deceitful. Coda's definitely trying to appear more mystic and special, perhaps, but not necessarily trying to lie to you or anything. Just likes the feeling of being special and having a special power, and is quite enjoying this. And that's kind of the sense you get from Coda.
Seems like good vibes.
And Coda says, well, if you want to do me another favor today, if you have the time, I can let you pick tonight's kobolds.
Well, yeah, it depends. What's the favor? What do we gotta do? How long is it gonna take us? Because I don't have a lot of time.
And Coda says, well, I just need you to go tell Kaku that he's forgiven and he'll know what for.
Yeah, that can be arranged.
Just tell him that. Just that. Use those exact words. He's forgiven. Then turn around and walk away. Do not stay for any follow-up questions. No, I won't explain. And no, you don't need to know. Just trust me when I say it'll mean something. It always does to him.
Sounds like a plan. I will see you later. And I kind of scurry off and then stop right at the door and put my armor back on to go back to everyone else.
Excellent.
And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Excellent. We will cut back over to the temple. You all enter the temple here, and the temple just leans slightly towards the woods, and there's ivy clinging to it. There's statues of saints that you've never heard of peering out from under some of this ivy and undergrowth. There's no bell in the bell tower, just a hollow space, and you push the door open and it groans like it's just tired of all this. And inside the temple is quite quiet. There's stained glass paintings on the wall, or windows that are letting in an sundry of colored lights. And there's candles burning, and the pews are all crooked inside. The altar is bare. Reverend Stephen might find this all a bit concerning. The only thing on the altar is a half-eaten pear. Inside the temple, you see Rory, the red kobold. You see Digby, the brass kobold, and you see Kaku, the black kobold.
In which case, I will wander up to Digby.
Okay.
And say, I'm terribly sorry. I don't know the service times. Am I out of time? Reverend Stephen, delighted to meet you.
Yeah, you see Digby. It's a brass-colored kobold, and he has like little pens in his mouth, and he has a measuring tape around his neck, and he's muttering something. You hear him like, "Oh, that's dramatic silhouette," and he's sitting there looking at the pew, or the altar there, and he says, "Oh," and just seems like very upset about the altar, and he says, "Oh, adventurers! Oh, some new silhouettes to work with! Oh, bless the fates! I'm Digby. I do alterations and dramatizations and emergency costume changes in the event of spontaneous possession. You know, standard town stuff. I'm sorry I don't know much about the temple here or its schedule of duties, but interesting. Darling, you might need an update on your wardrobe. You are quite dull, I'm afraid."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I could never change the surplus. It was a present from the church flower arranging committee. And you see, in order to raise the funds, in the ecumenical requirements, they do not take it from the parish surplus fund, which means that they have to apply to the local bishop for the permission to go on a fundraising event. And it was a marvelous fundraising event, very, very beautiful, lovely church picnic. But it does mean that I'm afraid we'll never be able to get the whole thing done. And if I do change it, then you understand that Miss Dahlia will be very, very offended, and we cannot run the entire place without Miss Dahlia. Trust me, people have tried. It did not go well. I'm so sorry. Where was I? Yes, sorry, alterations. Fascinating. Yes. Who have you been working for lately? I have noticed some rather dramatic outfits in town.
Oh, yes. Well, if you do ever get a chance to work with your temple or church there, you may want to ask them about that collar. Would look lovely with some sequins on it. I'm just saying that could be a start. Your teacup is a nice little accoutrement. I do enjoy that, but some sequins would bedazzle you up quite a bit. Just something to consider. I'm not pushy, just saying. But yes, if you would, keep this between us. But someone did put in an order for a monk's robe last week. Very specific fabric, lined hood, reinforced stitching around the cuffs, like it was meant to last, you understand. Quality work. The thing is, the order came with 2 names on it. And I can't tell if someone made a mistake or what.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, which names was it? I mean, I have noticed some slight confusion between a couple of people. Was it anyone sounding similar? Perhaps if I knew the names, I could comment.
Well, no, the names on this order were Rory and Kaku, and so I have yet to talk to them. Perhaps I should. But yes, one of them belongs to them, presumably, or put in the order.
Well, they're right here, aren't they? Yes. In which case, tell you what. Now, obviously, we don't want them to both lie and say that yes, it was them. So tell you what, why don't you stay there? And my associate and I, the gentleman with the very large horns, and the bird, don't worry, he can walk on hairy ground. He told me so. Yes, we'll go speak to each of them, and then one of them, hopefully, should be in a position to say that they need that robe, and the other shouldn't be too informed or prone to claim anything. Yes, be back in a jiffy. Just a moment.
Well, I do appreciate that, and I will say, when you talk to Kaku, just good luck. That's all I'll say, good luck. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can finish. I'm trying to find a way to put some pedazzle into this altar. And then it starts to mumble to themselves again.
Yes, possibly lose the pair. And then I will just head back to my compatriot before we go there and say, just a quick moment, Mr. Remy.
Yes.
I gather we're looking for somebody who might have ordered a monk's robe, but apparently there's two possibilities: the scarlet chap over there, and the dark and mysterious sort over there. And we would ideally like them to claim something without us hinting to them that they might have ordered it. We don't want to mix things up, do we?
I understand completely. Got it.
Yes. The gentleman there tells me that the chap in black would be the easiest and most affable and friendly to talk to. So why don't you take him, and I'll go talk to Mr. Rory over here.
All right, then.
And at that point, you hear a voice coming from the middle of the town square. 3 minutes, darlings.
Oh dear, we better hurry.
Okay.
All right, so Remy, what do you do?
I hit a Kaku.
Okay, you head to Kaku. Kaku is slouched in a dark corner here. Hard to see. He's a black-scaled kobold. Looks like he's been through at least 3 wars or 2 divorces. His clothes are threadbare rags stitched together with old bootlaces. He says, well, look what the old owlbear dragged in. What is this, a traveling circus? Look at you. Yeah, what are you?
I'm Remy the Ravenkeeper. New Ravenkeeper, I guess? I don't know. Here, and I pull out like a little figurine I made up bits of raven feathers. Here, have a little souvenir.
He's like, so you got to dress like a raven too, huh? Very
Well, there's
smart,
drop
that.
feathers everywhere. Yeah, it was very efficient. Are you into being efficient, dressing light, put together what you got? This is a nice outfit you have there. What's he wearing?
He's wearing threadbare rags.
Yeah. Are you looking for something new to wear? I think I know. I could probably whip something up if you're into something like that.
Oh, if I want something to wear, I'll go talk to that one over there. Fancy, but no, I'm fine. What do you want? I don't like talking to people.
Well, just there's a demon loose in town, and I thought maybe you might be concerned about that and might know something to help solve this elaborate mystery.
He says, oh, I don't really know the people around here. I'm not from around here, you understand, so I don't care that much.
I understand. Yes. I felt like Flick, poor late Flick. I felt like a kinship with him. But I could see you and me, Kaku. We could also have a kinship. I see. I'm a bit of a recluse myself, so as I travel around, and yes, I think we can get on just fine.
Yeah, she smelled like one.
Well, okay then. My feelings now.
He said, "Oh, relax. I roast the ones I like. If I wouldn't say anything, then that's when you should be worried."
All right, I understand completely. Can I insight this Kaku just to get a little vibe check?
Yeah, go for it.
Check the vibes. Are the vibes off? What's going on here? Who would bluff recluse? Ooh, 7. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a recluse.
Yeah.
Smells like one too.
All right.
And shall we cut back to who was talking to the other one? Was it Jack?
Jack.
No.
Jack, have you joined us?
Jack and Timmy are currently in the library. Timmy is trying to find where this library book came from, and Jack is looking very bored. He'd rather be fighting people right now, but he's like trying his best to read, but he's got the books upside down. He's like, this one's got nice pictures. Maybe it's this one. Timmy's like, don't worry, boss, I got this. And yes, that's what they're doing.
Okay, for the sake of time, why don't you give me either, I'll let you do investigation or history to see if you can learn anything. You're kind of in the back room of the town hall looking through that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Investigation. I have blanket investigation. Let's see. Oh, dear. Well, I have a passive investigation of 10, so maybe I think that's probably what I've got there. Don't think it's going to help me much anyway.
Was that what you did you roll as well, or just going with the passive?
I can roll as well. I mean, I rolled under. Under.
Yeah, you look through and just none of this makes heads or tails to you. You have no idea what you're looking for, what kind of information you can gather here. It's just a bunch of boring old words, and like you just probably get bored just looking at it.
I don't even learn how to read. What the hell am I even doing here? Oh, God damn it.
Ah! And he gets angry, throws the book into the shelf, and the whole shelf just falls over. And he's like,
that's it, I'm going outside. Timmy, you can hang with his books. I don't give a crap anymore.
Runs out.
And you've got just a few seconds left. Is there any last quick thing that anybody wants to do before you know that Clocktower's going to gong?
I'd like to have a very brief word with Rory, if possible.
Yeah, you run up to Rory. What do you say very quickly?
But just very quickly. I'm so sorry. Do you know who owns this temple?
I says, the temple? Just part of the town, really. I don't know if anybody owns it.
Oh, dear.
I guess Buckles might.
Oh, really? Ecclesiastical persuasion?
No, just kind of oversees everything around town.
Oh, I see. Yes, hello, Reverend Stephen. And you?
Oh, I'm Buckles. I'm sorry, no. I'm Rory. It's 3 a.m. over here. I'm Rory.
Yes, time is being very out of joint. And I'm so sorry. We seem to be having some chap shouting in the sky. Just quickly, what do you do?
He says, well, once I was a chef, and now I saute the soul. And with that, the gong sounds, and you are whisked back to the town square yet again. And Bane Burns appears, and he says, cutting up on Act 2. Last night's performance, visually delightful. Emotional arc, a bit thin. Not your fault, of course, not your fault. These things take time, so let's dim the lights and see who caves under the pressure today. Nominations are open.
All right.
But you see Timmy in the town square. He's pulled one of the books from the library, sort of as he's being dragged back into town. He sort of grabbed this random book, and it says Democracy 101, and he's going, "Hey, this is something about what's called preferential voting. Maybe we should give that a go." And someone probably just like slaps the book out of his hand. And is, okay.
All right. Hey, everyone. All right, I talked to Kaku, and Kaku's now my new North Star. So Flick's dead. Kaku's my new North Star. I trust Kaku completely as an outsider of this town, a recluse. And I just trust Kaku. I have good vibes on Kaku. So I think we get Kaku to kill someone. Maybe Ship again?
Yes, just between you and me, I can't quite put my finger upon it, but there doesn't seem to be something aligning between Mr. Digby and Rory. There's ever so slightly the possibility that one of them might, if we are uncharitable, be lying, and if we are charitable, well, sorry, something in my throat.
I trust Kaku completely.
Oh, yes. Now, the trouble is, yes. It'd be terribly useful if someone in this town were innocent and pure of heart and capable of striking divine retribution into anyone who were to cast aspersions upon them. But... No, I'm all out of ideas. Anybody?
Bane says, darling, you should nominate someone. You're running out of time. You only have 3 days.
Yes. In which case, what about Rory? Could Mr. Kaku be persuaded? Remy, you spoke to him. What do you think?
About what? Kaku?
Yes.
I trust Kaku completely. They're
Yes.
Yeah.
Could he be persuaded to nominate... I'm so sorry. I think my microphone's a little far away.
Oh, Rory?
Yes.
You don't trust Rory? Oh. Okay, possibly. What do we learn from Coda again? I'm just definitely checking my notes right now.
Coda says that Clarence does not like Kaku or Rory, and at the risk of suggesting knowledge that one cannot explain having, and I must stress that there is no word for that, that would be entirely consistent with Mr. Kaku's overall presentation.
Yeah.
Jack's going to look at Kaku suspiciously. Can you do... What's the vibes looking like on Kaku right now?
Give an insight check.
All right, here we go. Nat 20, let's go. Oi.
You glance over at Kaku, and Kaku is standing there like he is very annoyed at being here, at being awake, at not having dinner yet. He just looks annoyed at everything.
You annoyed guy. Why are you so annoyed? What's going on here? You should be scared. You should be scared like all these people. People gonna die, and you're just annoyed. What's going on here, boy?
He says, just look at this place around us. We got hedgehogs and pearls, and we got a mayor who's got more sashes and brains. I'm just tired of this place.
I'm tired of this place too. Tell me, boy, who do you think we should destroy here and speed this thing up?
He's like, I think that's up to you, really.
All right, then. Sounds good. You see, not all men are created equal. Some of us have a 33% chance of surviving today, but me, I'm a genetic freak. And now I've got a 56.5% chance of surviving today, which means that I'm going to tell you what's going on here, boy. And that is, Paco's got to go. Let's get rid of him.
Whoa.
I've never seen a man so indecisive before in my life. I'm a man of action. I say that he's got to go.
I'll probably grab one of the random kobolds around and you. I'll pull him out.
We'll say you went to Digby. You want to go to Digby?
Yeah, Digby.
Next time?
I'll grab Digby.
Okay.
And just pull him up me. Digby, you better not hit this guy. I'm gonna whip your ass.
Digby, the costumer here, just like, I know my name, Kaku. And Baneburn says, well, Jack, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, you see here, you take your 33 to third chance. And you divide that against my 66 1/3, 2/3 chance. And he knows that no one's gonna vote no to this. That spells disaster for Kaku at Ravenswood, at whatever this weird thing that's going on here with you and your snappy neck thing that's going on here.
And Kaku says, hey, if you trust somebody who's got that much oil all over their body, then what am I gonna do? And
That reminds me, Emmy, oil me up.
Baneburn says, Remy, how do you vote?
Kaku's my North Star. Please stop killing my favorite kobolds. Please. Please. He killed Flick yesterday. Let Kaku live.
Reverend Stephen.
Oh, dear me, no. We can't kill people for being a little reclusive. Where would the world come to if we just got rid of all our misfits?
Well, then I'm afraid that nomination is closed then. Any others for today?
Who nominated Kaku?
Digby.
Oh, great. Remy, I think it's time for a revenge arc.
Okay. Oh, what? Back on Digby?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
He tried to kill your friend, man.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I'll go to Kaku and go, all right, Kaku, now's your chance for revenge. Revenge!
And Kaku says, I nominate Digby. And Banebone says, Remy, anything you'd like to add?
Revenge!
Well then, Glorb, how do you vote?
Revenge is good reason. I say yes.
And Jack?
I was able to intimidate that guy pretty easily, which means he's probably very, very scared of what's going on. I say put him out of his misery. Let's do it.
And Reverend Stephen?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Digby. I have a question about those oh dear, my hand's up again.
Well, that is 3. And there's stunned silence as Digby looks around, confused and then afraid, and he takes a little step back, and he clutches, he's got his own pearls around his neck, and he clutches them a little bit, and the clock tower groans open like a dying beast, and the bright light shines out, and Digby's lifted up off the ground, and his limbs flailing in the air, and then whoosh, and he's gone. The door slams shut, and the square shakes, and then nothing. And Baneburden sighs. Oh, for the love of curtain calls, you had one job won, and you chose poor, confused Kaku, who couldn't demon their way out of a paper bag. Bravo! A flawless tragedy of errors. Digby, did I say Kaku again? Digby.
Yeah.
It is again 3 a.m., I must say. Anyway, I'm riveted. Unlike your poor storyteller, Theo, you should go to sleep and think about what you've done. And the lights turn off. And you again wake up early in the morning, and you glance down the pathway toward the clock tower, and you see the body of Kaku.
No, not Kaku. Why does this keep happening to all the kobolds I care about? Curse you, demon! Curse you!
Look, this story is how Remy learned never to love.
Right?
Yeah.
So your final 4 are Rory, Coda, Buckles, and Shep. And you have just 10 minutes to do things today.
Well, this is a dire, difficult circumstance. We need all of the information that we possibly can. We need to investigate thoroughly and efficiently and carefully. And I want to go look at the cute hedgehog again.
I'm gonna bury Kaku.
Okay. So yeah, Jack does that. Reverend Stephen runs off to find Shep and Pickles.
I would also like to talk to Ship, actually, and Pickles.
Okay.
I have some questions.
You can go find them in the tavern. Yeah. What would you like to ask Shep?
Well, I mean, firstly, it'd be hello. Yes, have they got tea here yet? That's oh dear me, never mind. Pickles, hello. Oh, hello, little Pickles. How are you? How have you been last night? Have you been snooping around again? What did you find?
And Shep says, oh, yes. We did our civic duty again last night. We peeked, we eavesdropped, and I sent my little Pickles out with dignity in his little mask and his little outfit. And we focused in on our neighbors, and oh, I must say, one of them gave me chills, and the other gave poor Pickles gas. Either way, one of them is evil. I don't know which one yet, and Clarence won't return my messages, but yes, either Buckles or Rory is evil.
Oh, dear me. You thought Pickles, did you think the same thing about Buckles and Digby the night before last as you did the first night?
Sorry, what's your question again?
Yes, sorry, Pickles. You've been saying that one of your neighbors is evil every single time. Is that what you have been saying? Are you a consistent little hedgehog?
And the Shep looks down at Pickles and says, yes, Pickles is very regular in everything that he does.
I'm sure he is. Yes, he is. Give him a little tickle under the chin, if I may.
All right.
Oh, can I cast Speak with Animals and just confirm this information with Pickle?
Absolutely.
I speak to birds. I can also speak to hedgehogs. That's fine. I'm a magic man. Don't mention this. Yes. So I'd like to just kind of verify, if I may, go, hello, Pickles. Can I just confirm that information? That is everything all right? There.
Says, oh, hello, Birdman. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, yes. My neighbors are so evil. At least one of them. I can't even with them. Shep is appalled.
Is Ship doing okay? No changes with Ship? Ship's feeling all good? Nothing's changed with Ship?
Oh, Shep is my North Star, darling. Yes, he is. Isn't he the cutest? You should hear him when he eats. Oh, it's such a lovely little sound. Sometimes he drops a little bit of nuggets and I get to eat them. Oh, it's lovely.
Oh. All right, then. Can I vibe check this nefarious hedgehog?
Yeah, you want to insight check the hedgehog? Go for it.
Yeah, the hedgehog specifically. Yeah. 12.
12, I mean, Pickles is a little bit of a diva. Perhaps has had their little self-esteem raised quite a bit by Shep. Treated like a
As it
princess.
should be.
Okay. Apparently, hedgehog's very soul. All right.
So, Glorb, what would you like to do with your time?
I suppose I'll go back to Cora, whatever. my Roll20 fully crashed and I cannot reopen it, so I'm just going off of full vibes here. Yep. Yeah, I'll go back to our buddy with Clarence.
Okay.
See what their deal is.
Yeah, so you go to Coda, and Coda says, oh my, it is our last day. What should we do?
Well, I just dropped my armor on the floor. I'm so tired of carrying it around. It's so heavy. Listen up, man. I really need your help. You seem to know what's going on in this town, and if you've got any helpful information, now would be a great time to share it.
It says, well, I decided this time. So on night 1, I looked at Flick and Buckles, and I got a yes. And then I looked at Kaku and Rory, and I also got a yes. So I thought, this time I'll look at Shep and Buckles and see if that turns up anything. And I got a yes again.
Well, it's not looking good for us, is it? And I just kind of run out and leave my armor on the ground.
Aero, Big Bad Jack. Anything you want to do with your last day?
Probably going to run into the temple looking for Buckles, because he seems something I guess official about him. So is he in the temple?
Yes, she is. As you see her in the temple,
Okay.
She's got a sash-laden vest, and her scales are polished up, and she has a big old clipboard with colored tabs, and she says, new constituents, welcome to Goblinshire, home of charm and civic excellence, and myself, Mayor Buckles. It is a pleasure to meet you. Would you like a campaign pen?
No, sir. I'm just here to tell you that.
We'll scroll up.
Coming in, weighing in at 275 pounds, all the way from Strahd, it's Big Bad Jack Maynard.
And then the wall next to the temple door pushes down, and Big Bad Jack Maynard runs in.
What's going on? I run things around here. Well, you better watch out because Meter Mania is gonna run wild on you, brother.
And he's gonna run in and just sort of like,
Now you tell me what's going on here. Are you one of them demons I keep hearing about, brother?
And she says, oh, well, that's wonderful. I do love a good proclamation, though I do need you to sign this waiver for the damages that you may have caused our poor door. If you don't
worry about that. Timmy's all over it.
Timmy's already like patching up the wall. He's really good at fixing up walls. He did a great job on the pub 2 days ago.
It says, well, I'm afraid that we do have to do a contract negotiation. We need to get bids for repairing the door, and it's going to be an entire process. But if your little goblin would like to put in a bid for the repairs, then we can certainly handle that. You can talk to my assistant Flora over there, and she can take your bid. And oh my, there's so much paperwork to be done.
And then punches him.
Punches who?
Yeah,
Buckles.
Buckles. Yeah.
And you punch.
But no, it's not. It's not a real punch though. She just misses him, but he makes it look like he hit him.
And Buckles just falls backwards, and as Buckles is stammering back, you hear a gong, and you are all brought back to the town square. And...
Well, this time I would have liked. Should have wasted less time to introduce myself.
Well, here we are, final cut and final act, final chance to guess who has claws in their souls. Tonight, my dear, is your last opportunity to root out the rot before the clock strikes one final time. Fail, and you'll face the demon at its full strength, unmasked, unburdened, and very, very hungry. Few voices remain, fewer that you can trust. Oh, and that ticking, listen closely now, darlings. I think it's speeding up. You know the rules, the power is yours. Nominations are open.
Here's what I think, fellas. And the Glorb. We got Shep, who thinks Buckles is a bad man. We got Poda, who thinks Buckles is a bad man. And we got Big Bad Jack Meaner, the biggest, baddest of them all, who thinks Buckles is a bad man. So this is what I think. I think we should lay the smackdown on Buckles today. What do you think? I said, what do you think?
Oh dear.
It matter what you think.
That's all I can see. Die.
Looking through. Can I? Yes, sorry. Just sidle up to Rory, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Rory, just to be absolutely clear, you said that you were a chef. Is that right?
He says, well, I was in my past life. I gave up chefing. I now do protection work.
Oh, do you? Apologies for rushing straight to this, but could I just roll perception to see if I believe?
Sure.
Or is it insight?
Insight, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, good heavens, +5. Yes, I definitely want to roll insight. My first less good... Oh, no. Oh, sorry, I can't read that. Natural 20.
Okay.
Yes.
So you look down at Rory. He's got a singed apron that's tied around his waist like monk's robes, and he has a frying pan on his back that's like sit there like a weapon, ready to use. And his eyes have this calm focus, like he's either very wise or just very full. And it's, I will say, for the purposes of our game, like telling someone who's lying with insight checks is a little bit tricky business. But he's claiming monk.
Interesting. Just very quickly, glancing over to the party, and I don't think there's time to discuss this in depth, but I'm going to do a quick 9 of a point at Rory and point at Holy Symbol, raise one eyebrow, quizzical question, look as if I'm hoping that they're going to say something. Still looking.
Oh, okay. I was just say Buckles is my new North Star, so I'm pretty sure Buckles is gonna live a long life.
Oh dear.
Excellent, understood. Yes, Mr. Reddy, we understand what happens now. Turn to Rory and say you should definitely kill Buckles.
Buckles raises her hand for a second. She says, pardon me, excuse me, may I have a word, please? And would you all like to approach?
Yeah.
And Buckle says, I just think y'all should be aware. If, heavens forbid, we're here on the third day, and we don't have a clear suspect, which I don't think you do, that's when I have Plan B here. And she shows you on her clipboard, she flips a few pages and it says Plan B written on top. It says, now, as acting mayor under emergency arcane statute, I can interrupt the summoning ritual. I can delay it, I can distort it, I can make the demon's entrance sloppy and disgraceful. So, vote Buckles to live, please, because true leadership files in triplicate. And if you keep me alive and you execute no one today, then the demon will be at half power when you face him. So please, Plan B for the win.
Jack will take the contract and use it to wipe his nose.
I can't read.
Give me one quick second. I think our video got swapped a little bit. There we go.
Ooh.
Don't know what happened.
Hey.
Suddenly I was in Brad's
you had
spot.
your hand up. You had your hand up. That's what happened.
Okay, I think we're fine now. I don't know why I was suddenly in Brad's square, in Brad's frame. So,
A
yes.
strange matron appeared in the town.
Exactly. Sorry, Aero, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying I would, take the contract that Buckles was showing everyone. And he's like, I can't read. And just takes it and just blows his nose with it. And then gives it back to him.
Buckle says, Flora, please can you take this back to the town hall? We're going to have to get a new copy printed.
I don't know about this, guys. I don't trust Buckles. I think there's too many people who think Buckles is a bad man for Buckles to be anything less than that.
Well, if Buckles is the demon, who's the minion?
Could be any one of the people we kill.
What, Fleck? Not Fleck.
Flick
Surely not.
could absolutely be a bad man.
They say
Well-
all my North Stars are evil, or register as evil. That's crazy.
Look at
Yeah,
you!
me
Look at you! You think you're an accurate person, an accurate judge of character?
I'm a terrible judge of character.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, played? No. Never.
If Buckles were to be demonic, and oh dear me, this is a bit of a parlor scene. If Buckles were to be demonic, then either Shep would have to be in cahoots with him, in which case that's a very odd thing for the adorable little hedgehog to have said, and Shep is above reproach because of the adorable little hedgehog. But that would mean that Digby would have to be good, and if Shep is good, then Digby would still have to be good. But if Digby is good, then no, I suppose if Digby is good, then we are supposed to now be we should now trust Rory. Of course, if Coda is evil, then everything is going to rather fall apart. And of course, the real mystery stands of why are we worried about this storyteller when there's some terrifying, arcane, reality warping entity in the middle of this town who's capable of sending us to sleep at the drop of a hat? But never mind about that.
I do find
What do
odd
you
that
think,
Ship and Coda's
Corbett?
alive.
Yes.
What do you think, Orban?
Down with Buckles.
I like that. Down with Buckles.
I like zippers, not buckles.
The second call for nominations, darlings.
Well, who's going to do it then?
Everyone we trusted is dead.
I trust Buckles completely, so
I trust the hedgehog.
Yes, the hedgehog must be good. Sorry, I've done too much of this. Does somebody want to approach Shep?
I refuse. Lord Ship D on day one.
In which case, I will sidle up to Shep and say, and just mutter in his ear, "I'm so sorry, but I can never tell. Do kobolds have visible ears, or are those horns?"
It's hard to tell.
Yes, I mutter into the ear like the most ear-like of the projections around Shep's head, and just whisper. Now, you do realise Pickles does not appear to like Buckles, and I believe that Clarence is in some form of agreement. Don't you think it might be an idea to nominate?
And Shep says, Well, I don't know for sure, but I trust you, so should I nominate Buckles?
Well, I can't guarantee that it will help, and I am fairly sure that it may very well go terribly, terribly wrong. But I think you'd feel better if you were actually a participant in it and did something rather than sat by and let it all go wrong. So why not give it a try?
And Shep says, Shep and Pickles nominate Buckles. And Baneburn says, well, Reverend Stephen, anything you want to add?
No, just a perfectly ordinary accusation with a perfectly ordinary hedgehog-smelling suspicion.
And then Bane says, Buckles, anything to say in your defense? And Buckles says, oh, an accusation? Well, it's very democratic of you. Unfortunately, I am far too busy running this town, distributing pens, and protecting lives. Besides, if you check Clause 7b, subsection 12 of the Goblinshire Village Charter, it clearly says that the mayor is always good. And Baneburn says, Remy, how do you vote?
Oh, so conflicted here. Buckles is my new North Star. I trust Buckles completely, and if Buckles survives, we get delay the demon. I vote Buckles lives. Buckles lives. Buckles is my friend. Buckles lives.
Okay. Glob, how do you vote?
Let's do it. I say yes.
Big Bad Jack.
Oh, what's going on? Timmy, give me some more oil.
And he put his hands up. Timmy gets the oil.
I voted yes. Yeah, I vote yes.
That's a yes to me. And
My
finally,
friend, no.
Reverend Stephen, again, a life hangs in the balance. You get to tip it one way or the other. What say you, holy man?
Oh, well, this is very difficult, isn't it? But actually... Glorb, I do have a question about what on earth happened to your arm... Oh, dear, I voted again.
Well... And the final vote lands. And Buckles stammers something about charters or subsections before the Clocktower doors swing open one last time. And whoosh! Light engulfs Buckles, and their scream vanishes. And the door slams, and the light dies, and then everything stops. And the torches burn red, and the wind holds its breath, and the Clocktower stands silent for once. And across the square, one kobold stands very still. Too still. Rory. Still wearing his scorched apron, still clutching his dented frying pan like a sacred relic, still trying so hard to look like a humble protector. Rory grins, and his smile is wide, too wide. And then he changes, and the sound is awful, like ribs cracking inward and oil boiling over, and his frame shudders, and his limbs warp, and his scales blacken and split, and his eyes ignite, twin coals burning from a furnace that never goes out. And his frying pan hits the cobblestones, and it sizzles, and it crumbles into ash. And he flexes a clawed fingers towards you. The monk is gone, and the imp has arrived. And before I ask you all to roll for initiative, shall we do a little grim reveal, perhaps?
Yeah, go on.
Hey.
So yes, Rory was indeed our imp. We had
It was red. We saw it. It's right in front of us.
Yuki, our yellow kobold, was our librarian who saw a recluse. We had Flick, our raven keeper, who didn't get to activate. We had Coda, our fortune teller, who had a red herring and buckles, and who also triggered off of Kaku, our recluse. We had Shep, who was our very real empath, seated next to Digby, our poisoner, who you did execute early on, was the costumer in this. We call them costumer in this one instead of washerwoman. Who was trying to provide some protection from their demon, Rory, the imp posing as a monk. And yeah, Buckles was indeed our regular mayor.
Well. So Remy was right. well, guys,
it was
kill my friends.
Way more fun to kill all of Remy's friends.
I agree. Yeah.
I used to win. I was just trying to make things more annoying for Brad. We had different goals in this situation.
But
I just wanted to work on my promo skills. It's fine.
You did get rid of the minion, but you do have a imp at full power, so I will ask you to roll for initiative, please. Humblewood Beyond the Canopy is finally here. This standalone 5e sequel to Humblewood takes us on a new epic campaign that brings our heroes beyond the wood to save the entire continent from an undead artificer trying to bring about a new ice age. It also brings us 6 new playable animal races and a new class, the Gadgeteer, who harnesses various power sources and inventions to get your party out of trouble. Join the most exciting third-party 5e project of the year right now over on Kickstarter using our links in the corner or in the doohickey down below. Humblewood Beyond the Canopy on Kickstarter now. Big Bad Jack Meaner, what was your initiative?
My initiative, I rolled 19.
19. Glorb the Ogre.
17.
17. We do not have a poisoner in this fight, but Remy the Raven Keeper.
5.
5.
Oh.
We killed all his friends and now he's gonna die.
Reverend
That's a
Stephen
new-
B. Wurtlethorpe.
I've lost it here, but I believe it was 11.
11. Excellent. And boop. Whoop. And next, what is? Wait. This is all funky. Okay. Is it in order? I think it is. Wait, why is D&D Beyond being weird for me now? Is this running properly? Boop. Yeah, okay, it's running properly. It's just being weird. All right, we are good to go. Big Bad Jack Meaner is up first. What would you like to do, Jack?
All right. Well, I have a great club. So I'll probably pull out my great club from my little holster at the back. And I'm going to run headfirst at this guy and try and just wallop the shit out of him. Very, very brute force.
All right, you got. Are you all on the right map? You can see the map properly.
Yeah.
All right, and you got control of your characters.
No.
Oh,
Let me select them.
You should have control.
I was about to pick the wrong way. No.
No one's controlled by Chiz. Are
Yeah,
y'all?
my token's way too close to the demon. I should be back. Just back up. Just back up the token.
I can.
Are y'all
Maybe I
leaving
need
your
to-
characters?
Yes, sorry, I was looking the wrong way. Okay.
Yep, I see Glor
Yeah.
moving.
Oh, how do
I
I-
see Remy.
How do I do that? How do you do that?
Just left and right.
Just grab 'em.
arrow. Or you can grab them, or you can use the
Oh.
left and right arrow buttons after you click a character.
Left, right, arrow buttons.
I think that also works.
No, I can't even select my character. What?
That's weird.
What is going on here?
You might have to do a little refresh too.
I'm gonna refresh.
I turn off and on again.
I'd chill in the fountain.
But yeah, I can control your character for you in the meantime if you wanted to go ahead and take your turn. So you want to go up to the imp, yes?
Yeah, pretty much just run up to him and whack him.
Okay.
There we go, like that.
Yeah, can you roll your attack? Did you get it?
Let's see. Ooh, that is. Oh dear, that's a 4.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
No, that will not hit, I'm afraid.
Nope, I didn't think it would. So yeah, I go for the whack, but yeah, probably just he probably ducks out of the way.
Yes.
Oh, you
wily
fast
imp.
boy.
He's wily.
Glorb the Ogre is up.
All right, I've dropped the disguise at this point. No more armor. I'm tired of it. How many spells am I allowed to cast at once?
You can cast 1 per turn.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna start by. So I have an amazing spell called Magic Mouth, which means I can basically like make an object near someone start talking. So I'm gonna look over, and like Remy's right next to the clock tower, right?
Well, relatively.
Relatively.
Enough that like if the clock tower was talking, he might be confused by it, perhaps.
He is standing next to a statue of a kobold. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Great. So I'm gonna cast Magic Mouth on the statue of the kobold that's right next to Remy, and just I'm gonna start talking to him through it in a voice he doesn't recognize, and I'll be like, Remy, you were a bad boy. You need to atone for your sins, Remy. And you need to, most importantly, continue listening to me while everyone else punches you. Don't worry about it, that's not important. But what you do need to be listening to is my voice. That's right, Remy. This is me, your mother.
What?
I am stoned right now, and I'm not happy about it, and this is all your fault.
It's my fault. I'm not a demon.
And then this just like plays on. I thought the other guy's name was Remy too. Who's the demon?
No, who's the demon? It's Rory.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought there was some
funnier.
betrayal mechanic going on here.
What is
Arguably
going
funnier
on?
than if I'm just talking to you. This is why Rory's even more confused because I'm not even calling him by his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Brad,
Other red-themed character with that was in name.
All the names went away, man. I had to refresh my whole computer. I think it's funnier, yeah.
Okay.
Brad, I was like, I thought
Remy,
Aggie was your
you've
arch
been
nemesis.
so bad.
Yeah.
What does Remy do?
Yeah, Remy's like, why the fuck is this?
What
statue
is
talking to
happening?
me?
Very confusing. He's just very confused. Should I wait till my turn, or do you want me to do something now?
Well, you can hold on to that reaction. Is there anything
Yeah.
else that Glorb wants to do? Or I guess it's not Glorb anymore. Anything else that you want to do on your turn?
I'm just gonna keep, like, there's just a never-ending stream of consciousness thoughts that's intermittently directed at both Remy and Rory, and both of them hate it.
That's fair. Is there any mechanical effect to that? I forget. Anything we need to roll?
To Magic Mouth?
Does it say, like, an effect happens, or is it just...
Communication.
It's just a
but, like,
communication
It's just
skill.
annoying.
Yeah. And it lasts for a minute, so someone better attack him soon, because the whole point of this is distraction.
Fair enough. All right. It is now Rory's turn. Rory's going to just look down at Big Bad Jack, and just evil in his eyes. He's going to attempt to claw you to start with. Just a basic multi-attack claw with a 23 to hit. I assume that hits.
23. How do I know if it hits or not?
Yeah, your AC is 11, so anything over 11 should hit you.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
The first attack only does 1 point of damage. I rolled really bad.
Okay. Alright.
The second attack is a 11, so that just hits, and does 4 points of damage. So 5 total for you.
Up.
And
Oh.
he's gonna move just down here a little bit. Put you between him and the rest of the group. And now it is Reverend Stephen's turn.
Eeny, meeny. I think, having seen what's happened on the first attempt at an attack, I'm going to try and give Jack a little bit of an assist first. So I with teacup around Pinky, just clapping very slightly and going, well shot, nice try, Mr. Jack, sir. Bless you. And I will cast Bless.
Okay, yeah. Tell us what Bless does.
Bless. I can actually no. I will bless you all. Bless you all. I bless up to 3 creatures within range, which is 30 feet. Whenever any of my targets make an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, which is going to be up to 1 minute or until I lose concentration, then they can add 1d4 to the attack roll or to the save.
All right, so you'll keep that in mind. Very good. Also, when you look down, Reverend Stephen, you see by your feet a little hedgehog that's looking up at you from your feet. Remy,
Yes.
you're up.
All right. Remy hears these voices. Like, I'm sorry, mother. I'm sorry. I'm good. I swear. And I'll command Corvus to just fly. This for its Corvus' turn is to move up close to the demon and. Look, see, it's fine. This is a good imp, and I'll have Corvus actually unfurls, and it's got a little. It itself is a little baby imp, as its kind of feathers fall away, and it's got a little kind of scorpion tail and kind of red little baby imp. It's a good one though. She's
That's no raven.
That's no raven. That's an imp. Look, I'm sorry. It's okay because I'm not. I don't work for a demon. I'm angel protected. I serve the angels, and I will point at the Rory, not Remy, Rory, the bad demon imp that we're fighting, and cast Guiding Bolt.
All right.
So I see the four holy light at this because I am a good boy, honest. At this evil imp, I'm going to spend a luck point, so advantage, because I really want this to hit, because this is a
Don't
big...
forget your D4. Oh, I don't know if it counts for Corvus or not. If Corvus
Corvus is not attacking, instead of casting a spell. I can only do one or the other. I'm just sending him in to get dramatically be punched.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to cast a spell for this turn instead. So I'm going to use my level 2 spell slot of Guiding Bolt, and I'll roll to hit. With advantage. Ooh, good thing I had advantage.
I think it's still, you get a D4 for the bless.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I had advantage for my luck point. I rolled a natural 1 and then a natural 20. So I'm going to take the natural 20.
There you go.
I'll throw the D4 in there just for good measure because funsies. Okay. Does a 27 crit hit?
It does crit hit, yes.
Okay.
Natural 20.
So Guiding Bolt, it cast normally is 5d6 damage. It's crit, so it's doubled to 10d.
Oh my god. What in the world?
I play Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
This is why you're the best in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah. So that's 35 radiant damage to
35?
this.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Good night at level 3, too.
That's a crit. So that's why it was so big.
And also the next attack against Rory is at advantage.
Correct. So there's a holy glow
Good
left behind.
to know.
Yeah. Then I'm going to, after that big hit, try and skitter away from this statue that's talking, and maybe take cover of bringing a different statue.
There you go.
Corvus is up there. Corvus can get punched.
There you go. Excellent.
That's my turn.
Well done, Remy the Raven Keeper. Let's go back to the top of the initiative order for Big Bad Jack Meaner.
All right, I've done the radical thing of actually looking at my character sheet, and I can see here that I have rage. Now I've been slashed in my beautiful chest, my oily chest, and I'm angry. I'm getting real mad. I'm gonna so I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get rage. And using that rage, because I don't think I'm wearing any heavy armor, using that rage, I'm going to, again, wallop that fool. Going to whoop that trick, if you will.
Getting deep now.
See. Oh, dear. That's a 19. That hits. I rolled a 19. I don't know if I get any bonuses.
Not that it would make any difference, but it does hit.
Well, it hits. Okay, great. So yeah, I'm whooping this guy, and it's got bludgeoning damage, I believe. What do I roll? How much damage do I do to this guy?
Your attack should say what the damage roll would be.
It says.
Oh, it's just an
3.
Let me see. Do you have a weapon?
I have a club. I have a big club. Douche.
Do you have it equipped?
Yeah. I was trying to wallop him beforehand, and he dodged out of the way. But this time he was not so lucky.
Let me load up your character sheet real quick and make sure we got this set up.
Yeah, just so it's a maul, just roll 2d6. That's like your biggest, bluntiest weapon you can hit with.
Okay, yeah, we need to set this up just a little bit. You don't have it under your attack. I don't think you have it equipped right now. So that's okay. We can go in here to your inventory, and you have a great axe.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, we'll hit the great axe. And anything else that we need to do here? I don't think so. And now we can go to your actions and your attack. And yeah, you should see. You've already rolled that. Now you should see the 1d12 plus 2. So you can.
1d12 plus 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jack, and roll some damage.
9.
Very good. Excellent. Good hit on Rory the Imp there. Anything else you got for your turn?
I'll probably cut a promo against him, try and intimidate him even further into not attacking me back. So I'll just be like,
What do try to touch you one more time? It's gonna run wild on you. Don't forget to eat your vegetables and make sure to go to school and listen to your parents.
Can I roll to see if I can, make him curl up in a ball and cry? Sort of thing I can do.
Roll a flavor intimidate check.
Ooh. Can I see performances on here? Can I maybe do that?
Sure. Yeah, performance.
It's the same thing. It's the beauty of it. It's the same.
I'm gonna request that the next promo is done in the style of Timeless Tony Storm.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't watch a lot of AEW, so that's gonna be.
That's the only one we're listening to is Timeless Tony Storm.
That's an 18.
Okay. You do see Rory just take a step back and eyes widen and looking like a jobber on the first night of Brawl. A little scared there. Well done.
Yeah.
Glorb, you're
fantastic.
Up. You got Glorb now, James.
Right. I am going to. Let's see.
Still continue to harass Remy, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, I could, honestly.
No.
Who's a minion after all?
The demon!
Yeah, but arguably it's more fun to fuck with Brad. That's kind of been the goal of this entire thing, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I mean, I have some daggers, but they don't seem very useful.
Got some fun spells.
So, yeah, I mean, I might, like, I think what I'll do is sort of set someone else up. Like, so Remy and Reverend Steven, do either of you have anything that, like, it would be beneficial to be invisible for?
I suspect more Remy than me, but...
Okay. Then
Yes.
I will cast invisibility on Remy so that
You
can
gotta
do
run up and
fun
touch me.
things.
You gotta run up and touch that spell?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like pat you while I'm still, magic mouthing to you. I'm just oh, Remy, you're having such a good time, aren't you? And as I do this, you just go invisible.
Oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Remy. Everything's fine.
All right, yeah, Remy.
And then I kind of turn back to Rory while you're freaking out, and
How's this
like,
helpful?
hey, over here. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Remy will say your next attack you can do with advantage because they won't see it coming.
Perfect. I know, just a spell.
Excellent.
You've never seen the spell before.
That works. I like it. But what I like even better is that it is now Rory's turn. What should I do here? Yes, I have to. Rory rears back and giggles maniacally, and it causes shadows to swirl around them, and magical darkness falls around Rory. I can have a little fun with this. Where is it? Maybe like this, and I can do. You see that? Ooh, darkness. There's gonna be some darkness. I can draw a circle here to demonstrate where the darkness is, and we're gonna make it a nice, scary color. So it's gonna be something like, that's not quite right, but something like that. Let me move it. And yeah, about like that. So 10 feet around Rory is darkness. And so you're going to be attacking blindly in there. Magical darkness. And anyone within there, which I think is Big Bad Jack and Corvus, has to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
So yeah. I am not
1d4 extra for that
wise.
as well, remember?
Oh, nat 20.
You are. You do take a little bit of damage. How about Corvus?
Okay.
Drawing now. Corvus has advantage on magical effects, being an imp. Haha, so let's roll that twice. Terrible. Absolute garbage. Stupid bird. Alright, what's yeah, it's definitely failed. Single digits.
Okay, so
All right.
Corvus takes 7 points of psychic damage, and Big Bad Jack takes 3.
All right.
All right, that is Rory's turn. Reverend Stephen B. Wardlethorpe with a little hedgehog by your foot.
Oh, yes. Well, first, if it doesn't use up my entire action, I going to give Pickles a little lift up onto the shoulder.
All right. Pickles is nestled up there, hiding into your collar, nuzzling your neck.
Yes. Oh, Pickles. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Yes. Not unlike having a cat, to be honest. I can't see Rory or Jack within the darkness, can I?
No, not currently.
Oh dear, that's going to be tricky. But casting anything else is going to break my concentration for the blessing, isn't it?
Be on the spell. Oops, concentration.
Yeah, only if the spell also has concentration. So you can cast a spell that doesn't have concentration.
Okay. In which case, just checking this one. No, that requires sight. Never mind. In which case, I think I'm just going to move. I don't think there's much I can do that's useful otherwise, unless... oh, hang on a minute.
I will say while you're doing that,
yes.
Yeah, James, while you're there, you can look up a couple of cantrips to add to your character sheet as well if you want to. You should have a number of cantrips that you can do. So if you see some fun ones in there, just go ahead and you feel free to cast those as well. I don't really recall exactly how many cantrips you have, but definitely 4 or 5 or something like that. So you can go pick some up.
And that's given me just enough time to realise that what I should be doing is casting Aid.
Okay.
A second level, because that does not appear to require a sight of anybody. So I will. Now, really, the sensible and logical thing to do here would be to increase Pickles' hit points. However, I'm going to trust in his safety upon my shoulder and my ability to run away, and I will aid my 3 compatriots who are actually doing some fighting. Sorry for the imp, but yes, just to read out the effect, each of Remy, Jack, and Glorb's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Excellent. So yeah, give yourself those extra hit points. Nicely done. Pickles approves. Remy the Raven.
How many extra hit points? Sorry.
5.
5. Oh, nice.
All right. Fun fact:
Invisible.
Corvus can see perfectly in magical darkness. So Corvus is doing just fine because also an imp.
Very good.
But I'm invisible right now, so I'm gonna utilize that to shoot this Rory with just a straight roll, right? Because I'm invisible. He can't see me, but I can't see him. So straight roll. I'll just fire off my second and final spell slot, Warlock Life, for another guiding bolt.
Okay.
That worked out fantastically last time.
It
So let's
did.
just do that. So.
Oh, did we give advantage to the next attack against? I don't think nobody missed. I think it was.
Oh yeah, no, it was me, and I rolled a 19. So
Yeah. So you were good. Did you roll with advantage on that? I forget.
no, I was going to. I mean, I can roll again if you want.
Give,
That would've been
give it a cheeky little roll there, and let's just see if you get a 20.
I rolled a 9. It's fine.
Okay, we're all good then.
All right.
Continue,
it was-
Brad.
All right. Yeah, I will fire off my Hogan or bigger lighting light into this darkness. For how are we going? Okay, plus a bless in there too, because all the buffs are being stacked on me.
Yeah.
16 to hit the evil imp, not my imp.
That'll do. That'll do.
Okay, that is some dice. There's 14 radiant damage this time, and again the glow will generate an advantage.
Very good.
And then invisibly drops. So I go, I can see my hands again. I duck behind the statue again. Corvus is just going to chill because I don't have an action to command Corvus because I did a spell.
The statue,
Corvus
is,
can stay there.
the statue is still harassing you, by the way.
I went to a different statue.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go behind this big golden one now. I'm
I'm
right
gonna
out
use
of
my
there.
next turn to make that statue harass.
No. It's okay.
All right, Big Bad Jack Meaner, you don't see Rory in front of you, but you generally know where he is because he's pretty noisy and he's glowing a bit. So if you do want to attack, it's just a straight roll.
All right. I do want to attack, but again, I'm having another look at my character sheet. And I can see I have, was it an ability called, where was it? Reckless Attack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I also have Frenzy. So I'm going to make my first attack roll on my turn. I'm going to attack recklessly, which gives me an advantage on my attack rolls using Strength
Well, you
until the start of my turn.
You do already have advantage. So you don't need to use a frenzy yet, because the frenzy also gives you a bit of a disadvantage. So you don't need to use it at this point because you already have advantage from the guiding bolt from Remy.
I think new frenzy they changed
if I
it.
use frenzy,
Oh, do they? I don't know.
They changed it.
additional damage. If I use reckless attack while rage is active, which it is, I get an additional 2d6 damage.
Okay, don't listen to me. You got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, new frenzy's way
All
better.
right. Gonna wallop him. Whoa.
Swing true.
All right. Swing true.
Oh yeah, 2d6.
That's a 14.
That is a hit.
Hey. All right. So I'm gonna slash plus my 2d6. So that is an 8, and I'll grab a d6 from my tomato sauce jar of dice.
Oof.
Yes, it smells like tomato sauce. It's the best. All right. That's a 1. Oh boy, and a 6. That's an extra 7.
Oof.
So it's 15 points of damage.
Rory's not looking great. Not looking great.
Yeah.
You shoe in the darkness. Attack the darkness.
And, I was like fist feeling around, like, oh yeah, I'm all right. Oh yeah.
No.
And can I have Timmy, little Timmy, sort of. Oh, actually, no, never mind. He can't see him. While that's all happening, little Timmy is rummaging through his bag of stuff, and he's looking for like a referee's shirt, and he's gonna try and put that on. But it's gonna take him all action to do that, so that's what he's doing.
All right.
I'm gonna stay with him. Jack's gonna stay with Rory and try and just keep whacking him.
You see Timmy trying to find a little black and white striped shirt, and he pulls out a little nameplate that just says Earl on it, and he puts it on. Subtle reference. Glorb.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
All right. Well, I've got some cantrips now. How close, Jack, are you to Remy looks petrified.
Stay away from me. Stay away from
This is
me.
my favorite thing. My real pastime is tormenting Remy. Remy doesn't know this, but I followed him here specifically. I wasn't brought here by
Supposed to be you.
friends. I was literally just brought here to mess with Remy. Anyways, Jack, how close are you to our good friend Demon here, Rory?
I'm literally next to them. I am next to
Okay.
them, just beating the shit out of them.
How many because I could do some things that would really mess up our demon, but they might also mess up you. How do you feel about that?
I'll do it. Mess me up.
Great.
Of
All
course,
right,
is also
let's,
there.
you're probably like pretty impervious to poison. I feel that's the vibe I'm getting. So we're gonna roll some poison. We're gonna roll some poison spray at Rory.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think I click this to roll for that. Ah, well that's bad. Fucking hell. I rolled a 1, but I got 4 extra points. It's okay, I probably won't poison you.
The poison spray goes, hits a tree next to the clock tower and sprays off of it, and the tree starts to wither and rot.
Good. That's what I'm really here for, is killing the trees.
All right,
Oh,
you want
no,
to move
what they
anywhere? Glorb, do you want to move anywhere?
I'm gonna stay in the fountain. I'm
All
having
right.
fun in there.
Fair enough.
You know?
All right, it is
Splashing.
having fun.
Yeah.
All right, it is now Rory's turn. And Rory is going to, I think he's gonna move a little bit just to get out of the way of Corvus.
Cool. Corvus will opportunity attack.
Yeah,
Because you can see him.
Yeah,
Aha!
yeah.
Sneaky imp. It's good at imp things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just there to be annoying. All right. That is, I think, a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Perfect. I'll check my imp stats. So that is so Stinger comes out, wah, and it does. I assume poison's not going to do anything to him, so I'll roll the piercing damage.
He's not immune to poison.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so he takes 4 of that and some poison damage then. So 4 piercing and 5 poison. So 9 damage from my little raven.
That is more than he expected.
Yeah.
But Rory's going to slide out from there. So again, he's going to get away from Corvus, and doesn't turn out well for him. He's going to try to sneak around Big Bad Jack and attack Big Bad Jack with advantage because he has he can see you, but you can't see him.
Yep. Attacked recklessly.
And so I'm going to roll twice, and 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Oh yeah. And that is, did that work? I don't know where that roll went. Let me roll again. I lost the die. 2 points of damage.
All right.
I'm not rolling great today. Second attack is a 13, which still hits.
Mm-hmm.
And that damage is a nice 8 points of damage that time. Now, I believe you are you raging, so you may take half damage.
Oh, okay.
Check that.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah, if you went into a rage.
I am in a rage, yes.
Yeah, you can check what rage is. Oh my god, the D&D rules changed recently, and I haven't had time to sit down and study them. So make sure everything's still the same. I'm pretty sure that's probably the same.
Yeah. Duration.
But
yeah, some raging. Yeah.
it is now Pickle's turn, and incidentally, Stephen B. Waterthorpe.
First, and yes, you are absolutely right in that priority order. How is Pickles? Is he holding up okay?
Pickles seems to be enjoying this. He's sitting there and snuggled in and watching.
Ah, yes, like all small, cute creatures, he craves violence.
Yes.
Yes. Let me see. Aid's not going to stack, is it?
No.
No. So there's no point to that. I think until... I'm sorry, Jack, I can't be of any use to you until you come out of this cone. I think I'm going to just try and move and just try and shift around to this side. Just really, I'm sort of hovering on the edge of the cone. I'm a little worried the demon's going to break out of it, but also I'm a little worried about how our enthusiastic friend is going to be doing inside of it. So apart from hovering aimlessly, I don't think there's more I can do. I'm still maintaining concentration. And just... Oh, yes, sorry, no. Restoration is not going to do anything against someone for someone who's actually in darkness, is it?
I mean, one thing you could do is if you have something like a crossbow or something, you can like hold and attack, and if somebody comes out of... If the M comes out of the darkness, you can fire.
Oh, yes. My inventory just says simple weapons.
We could say you have a crossbow if you want to. Probably. You seem like kind of the sort that might have a crossbow.
Well, I mean, no good member of the clergy should ever be without one, obviously. Yes, in which case, I'll ready an action with that, and by ready an action, we mean I'm going to spend the next round bimbling about and fiddling with the string and going, oh dear, where did I put the bolts then? Which bit goes where? And hang on a minute, I've got the instructions here somewhere. Pull crank A by slot B. Okay.
You're reading the instruction manual while Remy takes their turn.
All right.
Yes.
I think this time I'm going to remain behind the safety of this big golden statue, and I'm just going to command Corvus to take the lead and just go deal with this imp. So Corvus is going to go attack. So Corvus will go in there, and Stinger comes out and straight roll on this other imp. Imp on imp action.
Yes.
Let's roll d20. There we go.
Killing Goblin after dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 16 to hit. So that'll be...
That'll hit.
I'll just roll all together. These 3 plus 3. 13 damage. Go Raven.
13 damage. All right.
Go Raven.
This
Yeah.
poor Rory, who was the very first kobold we ever made here at the Gallant Goblin, is barely clinging to life. Anything else you want to do, Remy?
I wish I could. I spent everything on getting Imp to go. So I'm just going to cower behind a statue dramatically and hope my Raven's got it. Find the Raven Keeper.
All right.
The statue is quietly muttering to you while you do this.
Different
You feel
statues, a different statue.
You
I
feel
moved to a
so
different-
comfortable.
I love you, Remy. You're the best.
Remy, I am also your mother.
Yeah.
I am your mother, Remy. Did you clean your room?
Oh god, this is
Did
gonna
you
give me
do the
nightmares.
laundry? Remy, we've talked about this.
Yes.
Have you fed the ravens? There's 2 now.
There's one.
You know they get upset.
So you have
when
to
don't
feed
eat
mine
much.
too.
It's the Raven Keeper.
All right, Jack, you're up.
Well, no surprise to anyone. I'm still very angry. I am still very much going to wallop this guy. Yeah, frenzy, all the good stuff. So I'm just gonna do a straight. Is it roll with advantage?
It's a disadvantage unless you have something that gives you advantage.
Oh, I have frenzy. I'm
You got
raging.
reckless, right?
Raging. Yeah, reckless. Yeah, I'm
Raging.
gonna reckless with the attack.
Reckless attack.
Yeah, so we straight
Right.
roll.
Yeah.
But-
So yeah, straight
straight
roll.
roll.
Well, so that you can still generally know where he is. He moved around you, but Corvus recently
Yeah.
took a chunk out of him, so you have a general sense of where he is.
I can hear the jangling. That is not going to do it. It's a 6. Ugh. Although, actually, I think... No, I don't get a thing. It's
Is that?
just like a... No.
Well,
I
you
got
rolled the right
+4.
thing there. What did you roll?
Oh, I got to roll this, do I? Let's do that.
Let's see.
Oh, 14. Whey!
Yeah,
Is that
18 to 18 actually. Yeah, so that does hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alrighty. Tush. That's a 9 plus a D2d6 for the frenzy. That's another 6, so 15.
Big bad Jack Meaner, describe your kill.
All right, so what happens is he hits him with the one more whack with the great sword, and then Rory's sort of grogging, and then Timmy pulls a table out from the temple, from the pub. He pulls you see Timmy dragging this table out, sets him up, and Jack Meaner just sort of lifts up Rory and just like smashes him into the table, wood flying everywhere. And then he just sort of like puts a foot on Rory's chest, and then Timmy goes, 2, 3, and then for some reason like a bell rings out of nowhere, and then you see Jack Meaner posing on Rory's corpse, going as Timmy pulls out a boombox, and he starts. You hear "Thunder in Your Heart" by John Farnham playing, and if you haven't heard that song, you can just put it on in the background while you listen to this. And you just hear, Rory's is like, not Rory. Rory's dying as Jack Meaner is posing on this corpse, doing these ones. Timmy's trying to hold his head up, but he can't because he's too short. And that's the scene.
You glance over at Pickles sitting on Reverend Stephen's shoulder, and Pickles raises 2 little feet in the air and goes, "Yeet." And as the final blow lands, the imp, no longer Rory, lets out a distorted howl, and his body convulses, and then it folds inside itself, and it vanishes in a flash of red flame. And then the town square goes quiet, and the boombox turns off, and then you hear boom, 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 boom. And you look up, and there's fireworks erupting overhead, and there's a chaotic celebration of colors and lights, and there's a blaring like triumphant fanfare coming out of nowhere. And then there's a puff of lavender smoke, and Bane Burns appears, and he goes, "Kobolds, humans, heroes, Twitch streamers, this performance was a masterpiece. It had it all. Suspicion and treachery and sequins and hedgehogs and a stunning last-minute pen. This was art." and he gestures like a maestro towards the clock tower, and the clock tower doors open, and out runs Yuki, and Yuki's got glasses tipped on his snout, and he gives a little bow, and then out comes Flick, looking smug, and having some raven on his shoulder, and he gives a little bow as well. And then Coda runs out with Clarence in her hands, and Clarence is humming like a little kitten and gives a little bow. And Buckles comes out and has his little pad and stamps it, and it says "Victory approved" as Buckles gives a bow as well. Shep runs out, and Pickles jumps off of Reverend Stephen's shoulder and runs up to Shep, and Shep picks up Pickles, and they give a little squeeze and then a little wave to y'all, and then runs over to the rest of the group. And then Kaku comes out and just goes "Rrr," and walks over to the rest of the group. Digby comes out carrying a little like his little outfit and his little sequins, and he throws the sequins and glitter up in the air and gives a bow. And finally Rory comes out, and he's back in his scorched little chef's clothes, and the fanfare picks up, and another kobold runs up to him and gives him a bouquet of flowers, and Rory takes a couple of bows, and then they all gesture towards Bane Burns, and he gives a little gesture, and then they gesture toward you all. What would y'all do in this moment?
Firstly and most importantly, I'm going to hold Pickles out in the hand and shake his little paw and say goodbye and hand him back to Shep.
What does Big Bag Jack do?
Big Bad Jack will continue posing for the imaginary cameras as Timmy quietly continues picking up all the stuff, probably repairing the table that just got broke, and they're gonna. He's probably going to, just in the crowd, just clapping as well.
You feel a tap on your shoulder, and you turn around, and there's Buckles, and it has a little form that says, like, damage compensation, and has a little form for you to fill out there about the table. While that's going on, we cut to Glorb. What does Glorb do?
I just turned to Remy, and I'm like, hey, all your friends came back. Now go clean your room.
What does Remy do?
Remy will try and compose himself and try and look cool and put his arm out like for his raven Corvus to triumphantly land and try and look cool, but all this disruption just kind of like he kind of trips on his raven fitted cloak and like it's just he just kind of goes, forgets trying to be cool and tries to embrace his friend kobolds, all three of his friends, Flick, Kaku and Buckles, who he trusted explicitly and said good the whole time, and so glad they're alive and well. This forever friendship, these three kobolds, no one else.
Bane Burns says, "You have done what so few have ever done. You have survived the stage, you have slayed the monster, and you have left me for once with no notes. Now go, return to your realms, your routines, your very boring little lives. And if you absolutely must die at some point, at least do it with a little bit of flair." And that, my darlings, was a tale from Goblinshire.
Hooray!
And the curtain falls.
Well done.
Good job. Woo! How was that?
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. That's cute.
Yeah.
I think the real moral of the story is that Ben should always appear in a puff of purple smoke.
I think so.
It's if you storytell enough games, I think you develop that ability over time to just disappear.
That's
and
like
reappear.
level 10 storyteller.
Yeah.
I like
One
the
day we'll
Bane
get there.
Burns. I love that. I enjoyed that little.
Yeah, that was,
yeah.
that's quite clever.
The final thoughts. Where can we find y'all? Anything y'all want to plug real fast before we wrap up? Your YouTube channels, Twitch streams, anything you want to add before we wrap it up? Brad?
Oh, my YouTube channel, Cutting Words. I talk about D&D. You like Dungeons and Dragons? You watched this whole video, I assume you do, somewhat. So yeah, you can find me at Cutting Words. Also at Instagram, Cutting Words GM. I post lots of cool photos of me doing D&D and D&D related things. Cool stuff there. Otherwise, catch you around on the many Clocktower Twitch streams around.
Best game master in this hemisphere. Chiz, how about you?
Yep.
On various Twitch streams and pretty much any Clocktower related Discord I can get my hands on. If you are in the southwest of England or in Wales, then I particularly try to organise games all over the place there. We have a Discord where people try to do stuff. And if you're in Bristol, then please do join that and come to our regular in-person games.
That reminds me, one thing I'm trying to put together, and I've put it on the back burner a little bit, is we're going to do a Clocktower game here on the channel with our friends in the UK. We have a lot of TTRPG folks out there too, some writers and artists and creators. I think Chiz was hoping to be able to join us as well, and a couple of others. If you're still interested, we would love to have you.
Absolutely, yes.
I'll try to get that together soon. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully I won't do it at 4 a.m. Aero.
Yeah, if you enjoyed my silly voices, but rather you not see my face, then yeah, I have a podcast, The Fumblewood Anthology. We play Call of Cthulhu. We release new episodes every Sunday. It's just like this, except it's a lot scarier and spookier and more tentacles.
Was it spooky enough for you, Big Bad Jack?
No, it needs to be spookier.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly the spookiest.
It was still very fun, though.
Oh, thank you. How about you, Jams?
Yeah, you can find Blood on the Clocktower on all the social medias at Blood on the Clocktower, or I think on X we're just at Blood Clocktower because they don't let you have more characters than that, which is ironic for a game with so many characters. But yeah, you can find us there. You can find me and my group of nerds playing Clocktower on Twitch and YouTube at GenClock, and you can also support me and Becca Scott and a bunch of other cool fun comedians on Good Time Society. We're about to be recording 8 episodes of Clocktower to be released later this year or next year, so yeah, lots of good Clocktower to be had.
Awesome. And don't forget, Final 3Con's going on now. The charity event, the charity auction should be going on, if not when you're watching this, shortly after. So be sure, if you want to play along with us and folks like Brad and the real Ben Burns and Jojo and Alejo and all them, you can go and bid for seats and join us, and we'll do our own version. We'll do the similar thing, but we'll have different characters, and the kobolds will have different roles, and we'll have a good time.
No spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're having a 3Con, please come and say hi. I'd love to see you. And we have plushies available at the con. If you want to take home your own Rory and Pickles and Shep, we have them there available. You can pick them up if you want to, and they're also at heroplush.com. But with that, again, thank you to Jams, thank you Chiz, thank you Brad, thank you Aero. Really appreciate y'all tuning in at various times during your day. Chiz first thing in the morning. And yeah, until next time, please stay safe, everybody. Have fun, and we will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.